morning everyone and welcome to CA Final Direct Tax. This is our first lecture and majorly it is going to be in the nature of an introduction. An all-round idea about how your subject is placed is going to be given to you out here. And therefore you will understand how we have to proceed further in the subject, how we have to approach our subject. That is what will be done, and only in the first class we can do that, because after today it is a very big subject and we have to focus on our chapters. So let today's lecture be an introduction to give you an idea about how we are going to learn the subject. The introduction involves the following points. First of all, are you able to see the screen, the things that I have written? Okay, so we are going to do this introduction in the order of the points stated here, starting with about myself first. Some of you all have received the books that I have given you. Yes? So you should have an idea about a little about me, but if I ever make a resume, at my age and experience, resume making is not required. But if I ever make a resume, in hobbies I will definitely write saying good things about myself. So I think I will start with that only. My name is Professor Siddharth Surana. I am a qualified chartered accountant. Do I look like one? So whether I look like one or I don't, I am a qualified chartered accountant. And those who don't believe, go check it in institute records. Go check it, go. If you don't believe in what I am saying, I look very young and handsome. Do I? Last time I asked this question in one of the batches. Do I look very young and handsome? They said, sir, remove the word very first. I said, okay, I do that. Then they said, sir, remove the word handsome also. And then young, okay. But I have been teaching CA students for the last 12 years. I became a CA in 2011, but I started teaching in 2010. While I was studying for CA Final, I was also teaching CA Final students, and that is how it is 12 plus years of experience. More than 25,000 chartered accountants in the country. I am talking about the number who have cleared CA, become chartered accountants, have been my students. And as per records, as per history, attempt after attempt, every May, every November, when the results are out, our students have scored exemptions in direct tax, highest number of exemptions in direct tax, exemption after exemption, attempt after attempt. You all know what is an exemption? Attempt after attempt. Those who have received the books must have seen some past results also. In case you have opened the plastic cover of the book. Have you opened the plastic cover? All those who are saying yes, no are lying. Because there was no plastic cover. The book was just given like that. As and when you open the book, you will come to know. I'll tell you when to open the book. So, you need not worry. Your results in direct tax are going to be my responsibility, and our students have scored in direct tax more than All India rank 1, 2 and 3. So there was a case where All India rank 1, 2 and 3 have got 61, 62, 63, but one of my students got 81 in direct tax in that very attempt. So you need not worry what is required for you. I know that very well, but you will have to follow my instructions. You all have started only by not following my instructions. I have very clearly communicated through my messages and through the class messages that in order to facilitate proper communication, video has to be on at all times. It's only a few minutes for which I am going to allow you, because once I reach manner of learning, thereafter I am going to be a little strict as far as that rule is concerned. Otherwise, I am only talking to a laptop, then you are not attending a live class. Then you might as well go for recorded class. So, in order to serve the purpose of a live class, you will have to keep your video on. I am not going to allow those who have kept it off anyways. But for now, over these 12 years, I have taken a few steps in CA coaching, which I was the first person who start, and then later in due course there were people who followed. For example, I somewhere in 2013 started the concept of recorded video lectures direct to home, first DVDs, then pen drives, after COVID Google Drive. I started, and of course now everyone does that. I was the first faculty in the country who did an online live lecture way back in 2017. Today after COVID everyone knows about what is live lecture, what is Zoom. In 2017 there was not even YouTube live, it was only Facebook live. वैसे our generation is no longer a Facebook generation, we are the Insta generation. But in 2017 that was the only channel. So we did one Facebook live 2017, and then of course everyone today does that. I am the first person who started this concept of lectures in two languages, Hindi and English. While I would like to tell you this very, very clearly, you all have to study your subject in English. The Law Income Tax Act is written in English. You all have to also write the answers in English. Once you clear your exam, you have to give your interviews in English. Post qualification in all your professional communication, you will have to use English. It is an indispensable language. हिंदी जिधर जिधर रिक्वायर्ड थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर yes of course यूज होएगा, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. But I would like to tell you this, that usage of Hindi in a coaching, professional coaching class is only to entertain the class, not for the subject. तो entertainment के लिए तो I have got plenty of memes. I am always in touch with the late. You all know what are memes? Plenty of memes. But उसके लिए the requirement is you should know what is hera fairy. You should know what is panchayat. You should know what is family man. And today's generation ka favorite Mirzapur. If you don't know that, then I will, telling a joke and then explaining, that's stupidity. So if you don't know the joke, it is okay till the time you know the subject. So you don't worry about your subject is going to be taken care of. One thing is that you will have to follow my instructions, and that will keep on going on. Today majorly it is going to be instruction. Very little we will be able to study as far as the subject is concerned, because the real subject study will start when I will reach my point number 6. But I have to explain to you all the other points, and today is the only day when I can do that. Tomorrow we don't have time and we can't just keep on doing introduction. So for now that was about myself. Well, as and when we move further in the lectures, I will keep on telling you more good things about myself. It is one of my hobbies. Let's focus on the subject. We are here to learn paper number 7. Koi to CA final mein, they don't even know how many subjects we have, which subject is first, which subject is last. You all know there are two groups. No? You all know I have come to teach direct tax, at least that much. Direct tax, group 2, paper number 7. It is called direct tax, but the full name of the subject is direct tax and international tax, because only 70 marks of your subject is direct tax. 30 marks of your subject is going to be chapters from international tax. Do not get confused. I am not talking about the elective paper international tax. There is a separate paper, paper number 6. So when we were students, there was a subject called ISCA, Information System Control and Audit. And for this subject we used to say इसका ना किसका है, जाने कैसा है, किसका है, कैसी भाषा में है लिखा, because no one understood what was written. It had absolutely nothing to do with chartered accountancy. It was a part of the subject only to maintain, a part of the course only to maintain the overall pass percentage, because if someone has to fail, they have to fail in ISCA. This subject is now removed in the course for which you are studying. Paper number 6 is elective paper. You are aware of that? Some people call it optional paper. When you call it optional paper, no, people think matlab, to give or not to give is my option. No, that is not your option. You have to give. Which is subject to choose is an option, and therefore avoid calling it optional paper. It is an elective paper. So you will be given 6 options. Out of that you have to select any one. Do you know this? Yes. So there is a subject called Global Financial Reporting Standards, GFRS. There is a subject called Risk Management, Economic Laws, International Tax, Case Study. And there is one subject called Capital Markets. 6 subjects hai, usme se you have to select any one. This has made life more difficult, because when there was one compulsory subject, everyone has to study. But when they give you an option, you are confused what to select. And most people are confused right up to their form filling. Actually, institute का एक minus point है. If they tell you no that at the time of registering for CA final course, decide your elective, then you cannot change. So then you have taken it. Then you have no option. You have to study whatever you have taken. But problem is that right up to your form filling, they give you an option. Well, last में you want to change, you can change it if you want. The student is always confused. There is a solution to that confusion. And the solution is very, very simple. Very simple. 6 options are there, no? उसमें से shortlist 3. See, there will be definitely 3 subjects which you are not interested. Subject like GFRS, Global Financial Reporting Standards. मित्रों, first Ind AS तो अच्छे से लर्न कर लो. Ind AS तो no one knows. Seriously, no one knows. We have a chapter called Minimum Alternate Tax in DT, MAT. It's there in your book. Whenever the time will come, I will do that chapter. Companies are supposed to calculate something called book profit, and on that book profit, they have to calculate MAT. So this is a chapter that I have been teaching since so many years. Very easy. Full chapter is by heart. Full income tax act is by heart. Once you do certain thing for continuous occasions again and again, year after year, so automatically it will become by heart. Then suddenly one day, in MAT ka section 115JB, our government said that companies which follow Ind AS will have to make some extra adjustments in tax. Not knowing Ind AS was an option for me. But not knowing the adjustments in tax cannot be an option for someone who is teaching tax. So I tried to learn those adjustments. But Ind AS ka pura theory is written over there. And I don't know anything in Ind AS. What do I do yaar? Unless I know, how will I teach this to my student? This is in 2018. 2018 when those adjustments came for the first time. What do I do now? So I decided to approach some people who are supposed to be experts in IFRS and Ind AS. So-called experts, that they are the best people, they are the most knowledgeable people in Ind AS. And then I realized that I was under a misconception that only I don't know Ind AS. Deep tha thoda soch ke you'll take some time to understand what I'm saying. No one takes GFRS. Multidisciplinary case study, what is that subject? No one knows also. What exactly is that subject? Okay. In the remaining 4, initially there were a lot of people taking capital markets, but now they thought that it is related to financial management. Finance is our area of interest. So let's go. But then that is also more of theory. So people are not taking that also. Primarily, we have seen most students selecting out of 3 subjects. That is economic laws, risk management and international tax. That is a separate paper. If you choose, you have an option of taking or you have an option of not taking that international tax. But here you don't have an option. This 30 mark ka international tax, everyone has to study. And this 30 mark ka international tax will cover 80% syllabus of the elective paper also. In the elective paper, I am not discussing the elective paper honestly today. My objective here is to only do with you the compulsory paper, DT paper number 7. But just for your knowledge, in paper 6C international tax, there are 9 chapters, and out of 9, 7.5 chapters are covered in this 30 marks. The extra part is only 1.5 chapters, plus paper 6 and paper 7 are back-to-back papers. Mitro, in Ind AS, FR ka paper and paper 6, there is a gap of 5 papers. In economic law and elective paper, law ka paper and elective economic law, there is in between costing ka paper, no? But these are back-to-back papers, and considering the common syllabus, a lot of students in the olden days, when new course came for the first time, they used to opt for this subject. Then they started asking, because more than 90% students in the country are taking this and the other subjects are not being taken seriously. So they started asking international tax, very, very difficult papers. So students gradually averaged out. They moved to economic laws and they moved to risk management. The criteria to decide elective is not the difficulty level. The criteria is to know your interest level. Just because international tax is difficult, you don't get out of it only because it is difficult. If you are interested in learning law ka theory or risk management ka theory, that is the correct decision, but we will not talk about elective paper right now because that is not the reason why we have gathered here. We will focus on DT. This 30 marks is compulsory. Everyone has to study. And now, do we also know that the 100 marks of your subject is divided into 70% subjective. Subjective means descriptive. Descriptive means you have to solve sums or write theory. And 30 marks is going to be MCQs, multiple choice questions. Do you know this? And then do you have little knowledge of mathematics that if this is the breakup of 100 marks, so automatically DT ka 70% will be subjective and 30% will be MCQs, and from this 30 marks also there will be 70% subjective and 30 marks MCQs. Matlab roughly from this 30 marks of MCQs, about 10 marks ka questions will be on international tax. Roughly, क्योंकि 30 का 30% if you do know it comes to 9. Are you understanding the maths? This will also be 70-30 DT and international tax. This will also be 70-30 DT and international tax. Sir, why is all this being discussed? Because there is a subject called costing in CA which is proposed to be removed. It is not removed. If you have to give exam in May 23, it is not removed. If you have to give exam in November 23, it is not removed. It is proposed to be removed. They made an announcement. People started clapping, but after the announcement, there is no further announcement. So get this thing clear in your head. You have to study costing. And I wonder, how can a subject like costing, which brings maximum logic, how can that subject be removed? Costing is that subject which teaches you how to approach things with logic. There are some costing concepts that you have to follow in your life. There is a concept called Kaizen. Kaizen, suna hai kya? No idea? Kaizen means continuous professional improvement. Every day you should strive to be better than yesterday. You should follow that in your life. There is a costing concept called decision making. Between two offers, which offer is good, which offer is bad. As a professional, as a businessman, as someone who will work in the industry, you should always have that knowledge that if I am getting offer from company A, company B, which one is better for me. Costing teaches us that. That is called decision making. Costing teaches us a concept called 6 Sigma. 6 Sigma idea hai? No idea? The number of defective production should be as less as possible, almost negligible. Like you all have 50% passing marks, no? 6 Sigma says that your accuracy should be 100, almost 100. There should not be any defect. That is 6 Sigma. That is something you should follow in life. Costing teaches us a concept called Pareto analysis. Now I'll talk about Pareto analysis because that is relevant in what I am discussing. 20% of your goods which result in 80% of your revenue. See, you will be having multiple product lines as a company, but which are those goods which have maximum sales? Which of your products achieve maximum sales? That is Pareto analysis. Costing teaches that. We are going to apply that here. We know how our paper pattern is placed. We know that this is mandatorily going to be 30 marks. We know that we have 30% MCQs. We know that in this 70% subjective also, there are some chapters which come compulsory as per the paper pattern of ICAI. There is a chapter called Profits and Gains of Business or Profession. Fix hai 14 marks. Focus on the remaining 86. PGBP is fixed for 14 marks. You have to apply that analysis. Accordingly approach your subject. Hard work is required. Smart work is also required. We will apply Pareto analysis. So these costing concepts are important in life. लेकिन हम लोग CA student. The only costing concept that we follow in our life is just in time. Sir, due date कब है? We are not interested in anything else. बराबर ना? हाँ, चलो, ठीक है. So listen, following the concept of Pareto analysis, understand how our paper pattern is going to be and how we will score marks. If our students are scoring indirect tax, exemption after exemption, attempt after attempt, higher than AIR 1, 2, 3, then there has to be some reason. This introduction is not given to them, other people. So they don't know how to approach the subject. But we are spending time on this introduction so that you understand that your question 1 is going to be MCQ 30 marks. Obviously, 70% questions will come from DT, 30%, approximately 10 marks will come from international tax because your entire paper is divided into DT and international tax. 70-30, yes or no? तो इसके लिए भी वीडियो ऑन इज रिक्वायर्ड. अभी yes और no बोलने के लिए you unmute, say yes, then again mute. उससे better what happens? I said yes or no. I understood with some people का expression, and that is why I am going to insist. It is only the beginning, first few minutes. So that is why there are people who are being allowed. I am very clear on this. That नहीं तो क्या होता है मालूम है? There are few people who keep video on. उसके बाद में देश और कोई नहीं रखता है तो मैं भी क्यों रखूं? This professor is very lenient. This professor is not lenient for certain things. Let's be clear. तो ऐसा नहीं कि those who have kept it on slowly start putting it off. Because anyways the others I am going to make them put on very soon. It's a matter of few minutes now. Okay? And if you do it without me forcing you, that is always better. So that makes it clear that you want to follow my instruction. Okay, ठीक है. For now we have focused on what I am discussing with you. 70 marks will be DT, 30 marks will be international tax. Accordingly, your MCQs will also be divided like that. Okay. ये 30 marks will not be 30 questions, 1 mark each. If you are under that wrong impression, change it today itself. I am clearly audible, no? It can be 1 mark ka question or it can be 2 mark ka question. There can be 10 questions of 1 mark. There can be 10 questions of 2 marks. Questions will be 20, but marks will be 30. You understand? 10 into 1, 10, 10 into 2, 20. That can together be 30. And of late, what institute has started doing? They have started asking case study based MCQs. Sir, abhi wo kya hota hai? Those of you all who have opened the plastic cover of the MCQ book, no, must have seen, gone through. And of course, there will be some people bola, why to open now? One day this professor will come and teach us. He will tell us when to open. At that time, we will open. Barabar na? ठीक है, no problem. Suno. Case study based MCQ means once upon a time there was a sum of 10 marks on capital gains. 10 mark का sum. अब 10 mark का sum they can't ask in MCQ. Correct? They have asked a 10 mark का sum in MCQ. Sir, how? They gave the full sum. A question like slump sale. All the details of the transaction are given in the question. Full story is given. And then under that story, they ask you 5 questions. In the above case study, what is the cost of acquisition? In the above case study, what is the final gains on slump sale? In the above case study, what is the tax that will be computed on the slump sale? So otherwise, you would have solved it as a sum. You still have to solve it as a sum. And the answers that you get by solving the sum are the MCQs that you have to approach and write. This is bad news, mitro. Bad news. Because had it been a 10 mark ka sum and you go wrong in any step, of course you will lose marks for that step. But you still get something. But here if only one step goes wrong, all the answers will go wrong. MCQ mein you'll choose the wrong answer. You'll end up losing all the marks. So how to score marks in MCQ is also going to be taught to you in this class. In the introduction class. Only today I can do all that because from tomorrow I have to teach you my chapters also. Okay. So question number 1 is going to be 30 marks MCQ. From question number 2 to question number 7. So these are how many questions? How many questions? 2 to 7. Somebody is writing in the chat box 5. इसलिए बोलता हूं कि video on. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 questions. From 6 questions, you have to attempt any 5 which will be 14 marks. That will be your remaining 70 and that will make it a total of 100 marks. Matlab 5 questions will be subjective questions that you have to approach, and all of them will have a weightage of 14 marks. When there was no MCQ, no, so first question used to come for 20 marks, and these 5 were 16 marks each. But with MCQs, with the change in paper pattern, 30 marks have gone away. So we have to now adjust 70. So 70 is divided into 5 questions of 14 marks each. Don't get confused. Sir, that means totally we have to solve only 5 sums in exam. No, sir. It can be question 3A, 7 marks, question 3B, 7 marks, making total question 3 of 14 marks. It can be a question 4A, B, C, 10 marks, 2 marks, 2 marks, making it 14. It can be a question number 5A of 8 marks and question 5B of 6 marks. Internal division can be anything. Total will be 14. And you have to attempt 5 such main questions. Some are like, sir, मेरे को ये 3A आता है and 3, 4, 5B आता है. So 7 plus 6, 13 marks का attempt count होएगा? Rubbish. I know you all are not so foolish. When you attempt question 3, you have to attempt all subparts. When you attempt question 5, you have to attempt all subparts. I think you know that very well. Correct? So there will be that one main question with all its subparts that you can leave in option. One option, no, from 6 questions you have to attempt any 5. And in these 5 questions, this question number 2, what is the weightage of question number 2? Lip hila ke bolo. 14 marks. Profits and gains of business or profession. Fix, fix, fix. Fix means fix. Okay. And of course, remaining ke andar, what are the chapters that can come, that will come? I will, as and when we proceed further in the subject, I will tell you. If this is my paper pattern, this is the predictable nature of our paper, so we will develop a skill of what should be our target to score maximum marks. We are in point number 2 of our introduction. We are doing introduction of the subject. I told you how the subject is placed, and I told you how our paper pattern is placed. Our subject direct tax has got 43 chapters. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the biggest subject in terms of size in your syllabus. No other subject is as big as this. It is an open challenge. Pick up your FR ka book or costing ka book or SFM ka book. Tell me any subject where you have 43 chapters. Do one thing, pick up audit ka book, law ka book, and elective paper ka book, and add all the chapters. Audit plus law plus elective. See if you get total of 43. This subject is vast, very vast. हम खत्म हो जाता है, subject खत्म नहीं होता है. We go crazy in finishing the subject. More than 200 hours, more than 70 lectures are required, assuming 3 hours ka lecture, to finish this subject. I started one batch in Mulund, Mumbai, physical lectures on 1st of July, and I completed the batch yesterday. Of course, that included 3 lectures of elective paper also. Because elective is only 1.5 chapter and it gets over in 3 lectures. Elective is hardly anything because majorly it is covered in DT only. Okay. But still, you can count how much time I took and you can accordingly estimate how much time it will take for your batch also. In fact, in the last 2.5 months, I did not take a single off. Except one day during Ganesh Utsav, which coincides with last day of our Jain festival, Paryushan and Ganesh Utsav, it comes together. So except that one day, I did not take a single day off. But in course of your batch, there will be some days off. Because in October, I am not in Mumbai for 4 days. In again October only, again Diwali is going to come. So there will be at least 2-3 days off during Diwali, the dates will be communicated to you, but keeping that in mind, you can count how much time it is going to take. This is a very, very big subject. And if you want to score good in this subject, there is only one way out. You have to revise every day. Come what may, no matter how busy you are. If I take a lecture for 3 hours, 3 hours is the limit, no? Are you willing to sit till 12 o'clock, 5 hours lecture every day? I guarantee that you will not realize where 5 hours have gone. Guarantee hai mera. But nahi na sir, we have office now. At least some of us, the non-dummies. Sir, we have office now, sir. We can't sit till 12. If I teach you for 3 hours, you just need to give extra 15 minutes bus for the day. And you are sorted. Ask any rank holder. If you aspire to be a rank holder, any chance anyone here got a rank in Inter? CA Inter? Anyone? Foundation? This is your last chance to be a merit ranker in Chartered Accountancy. If you aspire to, you keep your goals high in life. If you stand in front of the mirror and say, "Main kaise rank lagi?" then you will never be able to get it. You achieve only when you target it. Don't say it to your friends, they will make fun of you. Target, keep it to yourself. Ask friends ko nahi bolne ka. They are like, hey, look at yourself in the mirror first. Okay? Never say that to you. You know how friends are. Never say that to your friends, but target kar. And ask any rank holder. One thing he or she will tell you. Study every day. You can't wait for coaching classes to finish your syllabus and office to give you leave. Study leave ke time pe I will start my self-study. No, mitro, that is revision ka time. That is not self-study ka time. That is not first time study ka time. Your first time study should get over with the syllabus. And once you are in your study leave, classes over, office over, now focus on self-study ka revision wala part. That is how you approach. Every day 15 minutes is very easy. 20 days tak you don't revise, no. Then 20 days into 15 minutes, you understand the number of hours you will take for revision. Plus, if today I teach and today you study, it is fresh. After 5 days, gone. That is one more thing. And the biggest problem of direct taxes. Chapter 1, Introduction. Introduction is going on. In introduction only, if you observe the last point here, I will cover the tax rates for your assessment here. Because every chapter there is tax calculation. So tax calculation karne ke liye we need to know the rates. And rates change every year. So first chapter mein, along with all other introduction, I will finish the tax rates also. And then somewhere I will reach my last chapter. I purposely do PGBP last. Because in PGBP ka chapter, we don't just solve PGBP. There are adjustments of capital gains also. There are adjustments of set off also. There are adjustments of clubbing also. You need to know all the other chapters to solve these sums. I purposely do in the end. And plus if PGBP is last, no one bunks that lecture. You see this? 14 marks. In the last lecture, there are some compulsory instructions that I have to give you. So for that also I need everyone to be present. Isliye PGBP will be last. There will be a sum. Calculate tax of the assessee. Mitro, tax rates on day 1 and PGBP ka sum after 2.5 months. You should know this, which is taught today on the last day, and you are a fit case for this exam. The only reason or problem of direct tax is its vast nature. Sir, is direct tax difficult? It depends on who you learn it from. It is not a difficult subject. You need someone to give you that perspective. But the thing is that you will have to give your effort also. So my humble request, please revise on a regular basis, and you are a fit case for exemption. If you are facing any difficulty, see right now my lectures are going on. I am going to be available for you on a daily basis. You can approach me and you can say, okay, sir, ye wala particular point mein I am facing difficulty. I will always be available for my students. Because your results are important to me more than they are important to you. You have to give CA exams only once. I have to give CA exams every 6 months. So I will be always available for you, but you will have to listen to what I am saying. No. So it's my humble request. Please revise every day. ये request है. Video on will not be my request after some time. अभी भी बोल रहा हूँ. Okay. Don't wait for me to remove you from the class or put you in waiting room. Don't wait for me. Okay. I really and truly appreciate one of the students. I can clearly see he is traveling somewhere, sitting in a class, but he's still following my instruction. I like such students who follow my instructions because I will be able to contribute more in your marks. खैर ठीक है, let's wait for some more time. ये आपका paper pattern is clear to everyone. Now our target. Passing marks is 40 in direct tax. So those who think that I will get 40, you just meet me after class, tell me where you are located, I will come there and break all the bones in your body. If your target is 40, no, I am telling you, एक single haddi also I will not leave, I am telling you. Okay? We are not here, don't be the minimum guy. समझा क्या? Now for this, you need to know what is the trend going on outside of this classroom also. Target. देखो, 40 can never be the target because you have to achieve your aggregate also. And ये मत बोलना that sir, aggregate तो मैं costing में लाएगा ना सर. Last 10 attempts का people का costing का marks you check. Last 10 attempts ka pick up any random mark sheet also. The lowest will be in costing. In group 1, everyone is failing in audit. In group 2, everyone is failing in costing. Okay. In group 2 now, possibly IDT is the only subject where you can, it's, very, very scoring. DT I will make. But IDT is like, after comparing it with DT. One day, someone asked an IDT faculty, sir, IDT का portion कितना pages है? He said 500 pages. बोला बाप रे. And DT? He said बाप रे plus बाप रे plus बाप रे. नहीं समझा, deep था थोड़ा. It's okay. No problem. Okay. So we have to keep target 49, 59, minimum exemption. If you don't get an exemption, I disown you. If you don't get an exemption, मैं आपको अपनी जिंदगी से बेदखल करता है, something like that. Listen, how will you achieve your exemption? You have MCQs. Pareto analysis is used here. You know this is going to come and this is going to come for 30 marks. Minimum 25 will be your target. And it can go up to 30 also. Full marks. Sir, कैसे होगा? That I am there, no? I am there, no? That is my responsibility. How will this happen? That is my responsibility. You get your target clearly in your head. So when you are studying your subject, you know which chapter you have to give how much focus. Other people call it ABC analysis. वैसा ही कुछ है. What will be your target in MCQs? Minimum 25 marks. Then do we know that we have profits and gains of business or profession? Which comes for how many marks? 14. Minimum 12. And this also can go up to 14. That's the maximum. MCQ ka weightage is only 30 and PJBP ka weightage is only 14. And in these two itself, you can score full. How, sir? I am there. No, 2.5 months I need for telling you how. I can't tell you that today. If passing is your target, no, तो हो गया मित्रों, इधर ही. Done. Then, the third part is your international tax का subjective questions. इसमें some people get confused. They don't understand the maths. इसका weightage is only 20 marks. And they don't understand this. Because they think, sir, नहीं, international tax is 30 marks. No, sir. Confusion हुआ? See, 30 marks international tax का भी 30% will go away where? करेक्ट नो? एमसीक्यू ना? तो सब्जेक्टिव में हाउ मच इज रिमेनिंग? रफली 20. See, 30% of 30 comes to 9 marks, but round figure में I am taking 10. Your 20 में से your target will be minimum about 12 to 14. Maximum you can score about 16 to 18. उससे ज्यादा नहीं. There will be some normal loss here. This is also costing normal loss. कोई ऐसा स्टूडेंट है, नो सर, नॉट इवन 1 mark I will lose, I will get 100 out of 100 in direct tax. Any student out here? तो बोलो. And if you achieve that, मैं बोलता हूँ 100 नहीं, if you achieve 90 also, 90 or more, तो in the next book that I publish, cover page of that book, your photo will be bigger than mine. I promise. And if there is no space, I remove my photo and I keep your photo. 90 लाके दे दो बस. And you will become a household name because these books go Kashmir to Kanyakumari, Gujarat to Arunachal Pradesh. These books go outside India wherever there is ICAI ka examination center. Every country where ICAI conducts exams, these books are sent because we have students everywhere, just everywhere. Okay, so if you observe carefully with what is happening here, if you achieve this much also, your passing criteria is fulfilled. And if you don't do that normal loss वाला mistakes, ये जो provision रखा है ना minimum maximum का 25, 30 or 12, 14, this is if you make some silly stupid mistakes because of lack of practice. Otherwise, here itself you have scored your exemption. Here itself, if you score the maximum possible marks here. And how to do that I will tell you. Don't worry. Are you able to understand what I am trying to say? Okay. तो तो मित्रों other than this also, तो there will be chapters that we will learn. इतने में if we are achieving our target, in case we lose something from this as a set of, we will be learning TDS का full chapter. We will be learning full assessment procedure. We will be learning minimum alternate tax. We will be learning charitable trust ka chapter, partnership firm ka chapter. We will be learning all that. Of course, when we say that we are going to target this, MCQs will come on all these chapters. So some people are like, sir, मैं खाली MCQ और PGBP करेगा तो I will get my 44 marks. नहीं, to do that खाली MCQ, you have to learn the 43 chapters because MCQ can come from any chapter. समझा? But this is going to be our target. This is how our subject is placed. This was the introduction of the subject. So if you still remember short-term memory loss, we are having our introduction of direct tax, and the introduction are going to flow. Introduction is going to flow in the points that I have written here. सबसे पहले we discussed about the faculty. Those who were late, don't worry. I will still say good things about myself very soon. Then we discussed about the subject. Have we understood about the subject? Everything. What is going to be our target? Have we understood that? Yes? Okay. Yes. Paper pattern वगैरह everything? Very good. Let's come to the third part of our introduction. The introduction of the study material that will be given to you, allotted to you. I think it is already given. For students of Mumbai, we had kept it at one place and from the class they have collected it. And I think the outstation students, those who had taken admission few days ago, courier is already sent. If it has not reached till now, it will reach anytime. Okay. So once you get the physical hard copy of books, you will come to know. But anyways, how many books we have? Some time back I told you about my number of years of experience and also the number of CAs that have already studied under me over the last 12 years. I am, along with the teaching part, I am also an author of CA final books, CA inter books. I write 6 books per annum. I have to write them per annum because this is direct tax. It changes every year. वो तो मालूम है ना. हमारा लाइक क्या बोल रहा है? Direct tax changes every year the moment the budget, the finance bill, and then later it becomes the finance act that is announced. So 6 books per annum, 4 for CA final, 2 for CA inter. Okay, we'll focus on the final part because we are in the CA final class now. Book number 1, we call it the theory book. 100% theory is covered out. The detailed language is covered out. Institute का exam का language is covered. Bare act, see, you read the section directly from the act and you read from easy language. There is a lot of difference. Those who are doing articleship have an idea about the difference between reading the bare act and reading the ready reckoner. Yes. The theory book is going to cover everything in detail. 100% coverage of your theory. And this book will be given to all students. Some people have already received it, so are aware of this. All students of all the physical classrooms get it. All students of all the online live classes get it. And all students who later are recorded video lecture students, they all are allotted this book. This theory book contains 40 chapters. Kitna? 40. Sir, DT mein how many chapters are there? Sir, how many? 43. But sir, the book covers only 40. Sir, how like this? I'll explain. We have divided our 40 chapters in 3 volumes. In volume 1, I cover 16 chapters which are unrelated with each other. By the way, this introduction is one of those 16. First chapter in your book is introduction. 16 unrelated. Sir, unrelated means kya? There is a chapter, double taxation avoidance agreement. After introduction, the very first chapter that we will be doing is double taxation avoidance agreement. Supposingly, there is a student who has not attended that lecture. Then that student comes and starts attending the third chapter, cash loans. There will be no difficulty in understanding the chapter. There is no connection between these chapters. Purposely, volume 1 is done first because those students who take late admission, there are some students who take admission after 4-5 chapters because some good news goes to them ke mast aadmi hai re, tere ko bhi aana chahiye, something like that. So that's one reason. Another reason is they are, in comparison to volume 2, they are a little easy also. So what happens is we get used to each other's way of working. You will get to know my style of working. I will get to know your style of working. We need to adjust with each other. If we are in 2 different horizons, then we will not be able to do justice to each other. There is going to be some level at I am standing, some level at you are standing. I will have to bring you a little up. I will have to come a little down to your level so that we are at the same level. These unrelated topics help us to do that. That is why we do 16 chapters of volume 1. And by the way, 43 we have to do. Whichever order we do, it does not make a difference to you. Okay. Then we go to volume 2, which again has 16 chapters, but they are related. Everything is connected with each other. Volume 2 of our syllabus is that part where you will be taught about a department called income tax department. Who are the authorities? Who is senior, assistant commissioner or deputy commissioner? You don't know that today. Volume 1 ka first chapter is income tax authorities. Understand the connection? Huh? 17th chapter of the book is first chapter of volume 2, income tax authorities. If you have the book and you have the index, so you'll get an idea also, but no need to open. Focus on what I am saying. In this chapter, income tax authorities, somewhere we will be told that they have a power. They can call you whenever they want. Suno ध्यान से. Can the department ka officers call you whenever they want, sir? If you don't go, they will come. Observe the depth of my statement. If you don't go, they will come. तेरे दर पर सनम चले आए. You know the second line of this? तू ना आया तो हम चले आए. That chapter is the next chapter, search and seizure. Illiterate relatives. My Marwadi relatives and your whatever, Gujarati or Malayali or Marathi relatives, my illiterate Marwadi relatives and your illiterate whichever relatives, they call it income tax का रेड गिरा, रेड गिरा. एक तो गिरा मतलब कौन से फ्लोर से गिरा, फर्स्ट वो तो मालूम ही नहीं. Secondly, what do you mean by रेड गिरा? There is no word called raid used anywhere in the law. If today you use the word, you have my permission. Ja. After I finish chapter number 18, the second chapter of volume 2, search and seizure, I will not hear the word raid from your mouth. If you use the word raid, I will make you leave CA. Start again after 10 years with your children. Nahin, raid nahi hai, it is search and seizure. Understood the connection between first and second chapter? Then very next chapter is assessment procedure. This officer is going to compute your total income, compute your total tax, pass an order, assessment procedure. If you are unhappy, aggrieved with the order, the very next chapter, appeals. They go in a sequence. They are all related topics. In volume 1, I can teach you chapter number 13 before 12 or chapter 16 before 14. But in volume 2, I can't teach you appeals before assessment. Akkal hai? Brains hai? How can, sorry for being a little rough, but you know, it just makes me understand whether what are your reactions to what I'm saying. You can't learn appeals before assessment. Brains hai? We have to follow. Plus the other complicated parts like TDS, transfer pricing, they are all a part of our volume 2. So we have 16 plus 16, 32. Then in our volume 3, we have, अभी बुक में 40 है और 32 हो गया, तो इतना मैथ्स तो हमने सबने स्कूल में पढ़ा. In volume 3 we will have 8 chapters. This is your CA intermediate का portion. Portion which you were taught in CA inter and you left it in option because all of you all cleared CA intermediate IDT के भरोसे. I am not asking you, I am telling you. You cleared CA inter कैसे? Sir, IDT. I am not asking you. CA inter का 8 chapters. There are 5 heads of income in income tax. Had this been an intermediate class, no, I would have told you the 5 names. Now you all are in CA final and this is where a live lecture makes sense because you all are awake sleeping masta subah subah. For that, what are the 5 heads of income? Even if there is noise around you, you can unmute, speak the names and then immediately mute. So when I want these answers from you, I want to hear your voice also. Otherwise, video has to be compulsorily on throughout the class. What are the 5 heads? Salary, house property,
capital gains,
business profession, then capital gains, and finally income from other sources. 5 heads of income. These are 5 chapters in the volume 3 that I have given you. Then after this, there is a chapter called clubbing of income. Mitro, this is not clubbing. This is clubbing of income. CA students, expectation versus reality. This is a Thursday morning, not a Saturday evening. This is not that clubbing. This is clubbing of income where one person will pay tax on income of another person. Sir, how? Sir, I earn income, I pay tax. You earn income, you pay tax. ऐसा कैसे होएगा? That my neighbor's wife is earning income and I pay tax no matter how much love and affection we have between each other. How? Sir, how? Sir, listen. Listen. There are some cases where for tax avoidance purposes, you showed your income as income of another person. It will be clubbed, and the best example for this is something which everyone knows. Income of a minor child, which is tax in the hands of parents. So what are the cases where you pay tax on income belonging to other person? Is there any minor child in this class? No? No one? Amit? Nahin? Nahin? Nahin, just asking. No one. Okay. Minor child ka income pe parents pay tax. That is clubbing. Then there is a chapter called set off and carry forward of losses. If you have one business which has profit, another business which has loss, can you adjust it and offer the net amount to tax? The rules and regulations of set off. Do you understand all this affects your total income and tax calculation? So we need to learn this. And in Inter, you left it in options. I am not asking you. I know that. And of course, the deductions of chapter 6A. Life insurance, medical insurance, premium, ATG if you give donation. And by the end of 2.5 months, some are like, sir, तुमने इतना हमको irritate किया है that we have become 80U का case also now. And what is 80U? For that, wait for the chapter. Chill करो life में. Just go by the flow. Small मिलाते जाओ, large बनाते जाओ. Focus on what I am saying right now. All the chapters will come as and when they have to. So we have these chapters. इसके अंदर एक salary को we will leave because salary was last asked in 2011. Since then, last 11 years, they have not asked any question, but we will be doing all the other. See, business, profession and capital gains, if we don't do, that means we are fooling around. That we have to do. Business profession will come compulsory 14 marks. Capital gain will come either as a 10 mark ka sum or as 10 mark ka case study based MCQ, something like that. But I will be covering house property also because house property ka adjustments come in other big sums. There is a sum on international tax and that has adjustment of house property. So I have to do that. Income from other sources has to be done and clubbing set of deductions also will be done. One thing that I have observed over the years is when I finish this part of the syllabus and I reach this part of the syllabus, उस time पे the overconfident and over smart students, what they do is, sir, I am very good at tax, sir. Sir, I got an exemption. Sir, I have worked in tax in office. Sir, so I am perfect in tax, sir. I don't need to. Abey, accent wale American. You have got no idea that you don't even know house property. When the chapter will come, no, I will prove that to you. It is my humble request. Please don't stop attending just because 32 chapters are over and your tolerance levels to tolerate me are over. Tolerating me can make your subject good. Is, see, you have to tolerate one human being for few months, but look at the advantage against that also. It is my humble request. Please don't stop attending. Abhi, as far as physical lectures are concerned, no, what happens is if a student is not attending any of these topics, no, then I throw that student out of the classroom when I come to the last chapter, business profession. Because as I told you, I do PGBP last, I complete all this first. Physical lecture mein I can tell you, leave the class if you are not serious. Zoom lecture के अंदर can I tell you leave the class? क्या ना बोल रहा है वैभव? Yes, I can. In fact, in physical class, you have to get up and leave. I can't lift you and take you out. In Zoom, I can. Just a small piece of news for those whose videos are still off. In Zoom, I can directly remove. तुम समझा क्या? Okay? हाँ. तो please take it seriously. It is still my request that don't become complacent when we reach volume 3. So, ये था 40 chapters. Sir, you said there are total 43 chapters, but book contains 40. Because after this, we also have 3 chapters that we will directly be doing from ICAI study material. I will be announcing the names of the chapters. Today, if I tell you the names of the chapter, still you will not understand. There is a chapter called BEPS, base erosion and profit shifting. There is a chapter called tax treaties. There is a chapter called model tax convention. Telling you the name is of no use. In business profession or capital gains, I can tell you the names because you know the names. Only the names, nothing inside them. But you know the names. Here, if I just tell you the names, it's of no use. I'll just tell you this much, that there are 3 chapters. 10 days before these chapters, I will tell you that bring printouts and keep the hard copy ready with you. Because 40 chapters ka book I am giving. 3 chapters ke liye ICAI ki website se you have to download the study material. Take printouts. Why 10 days in advance? Because you all are all going to office. So you all have a free printer available for you. Boss goes somewhere, take 10 pages. Next day he goes, take 10 pages. So 10 days में 100 pages हो जाएगा. One day में you can't take 100 pages, no? नहीं तो someone will come and say printer गर्म हो गया. Correct, no? So थोड़ा थोड़ा करके your boss takes a lot from you, thoda tum bhi le lo, it's okay. These 3 chapters will make the total of our 43 chapters. So 40 in our book and 3 chapters from ICAI study material. That was our first book. I am introducing the study material. Faculty introduction is done. Faculty is also an author, wo study material mein chal raha hai. But subject introduction is done. Now we are introducing the study material. Ye first book hai, which is given to all of you all. Only 3 chapters alag se we will be doing. Second book is a question and answer book. Subjective questions, which is also given to all students. Okay, you all have also received it, I know this. This will be divided in 2 parts. Part 1, class questions, approximately 420 plus questions we will be solving in class over the next 2.5 months. क्लास के अंदर होमवर्क नहीं, इन क्लास वी विल बी सॉल्विंग दीज मेनी क्वेश्चंस. हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस अक्रॉस द कंट्री. ये किसी और क्लास में इतना क्वेश्चन नहीं करा. 250 to 300 इज हाईएस्ट. 420 प्लस क्वेश्चंस. एक बात बताओ क्या, दीज टॉपिक्स ओनली मोस्ट कोचिंग क्लासेस डोंट कवर. At final, they don't teach only house property, other sources, clubbing, set of deductions. Maximum they will teach business profession or little from capital gains. Automatically number of questions are higher than anybody else. Okay, so ये part 1 of the question book है, and these questions are given chapter wise. 40 chapters है ना, volume 1, 2, 3. Same manner में we have 40 chapters का question book. So we finish a chapter, we solve उसका questions. We finish a chapter, we solve उसका questions, and accordingly we will complete total of 420 plus questions as and when we finish our syllabus. Then there is a second part. I told you that I follow Kaizen in my life. Kaizen means I have to be better every day than yesterday. I have to be better today in comparison with yesterday. Every batch I have to be better than my previous batch. कोई को बोलता है सर ठीक है मैं नेक्स्ट बैच में आता हूं, यू विल बी बेटर ना, ये पागल. Listen, that's a professional improvement, and this is my Kaizen for this year. This is something that I have worked on last few months, and ladies and gentlemen, you all have already received, some of you all I know this. I have now made something called an additional question bank, again about 430 plus, making a total of 850 plus subjective. अभी MCQ पे आया नहीं मैं, I am yet to come to MCQs. Subjective questions and additional question bank. Open challenge है, open challenge to anyone on this planet. Pick up ICAI का study material. स्कूल में बुक क्रिकेट खेला, बुक क्रिकेट. Any page you open, last number of that page number is the run. 1, 2, 6 हुआ तो 0 हुआ तो out, something like that. Pick up any page of any chapter of ICAI study material, any illustration, any question, anything and everything from ICAI study material covered here. Till last year, what I used to tell CA students was कि बच्चों क्लास में I am doing enough number of questions with you, but for safety purposes, go through the ICAI study material also. मित्रों, now you people don't go through the ICAI study material. No need to open. हाँ, verification के लिए this is the first lecture. You will have trust issues. कि झूठ बोल रहा होगा तो CA है कि नहीं. Verification purpose के लिए you want to check, most welcome. Pick up any page randomly in ICAI study material. You will not find a single question which is not covered in this additional question bank. 420 already was higher than any other class or any other faculty. Abhi to they will take a few years to come to this. ICAI study material sorted. Pick up the last few attempt ka RTPs up to May 22. So now when this book was made, November 22 RTP was not out. And of course May 23, November 23 ka RTP to will come after a few months. So what is not come, I can't do anything. Till May 22 RTP, pick up any RTP of the last few attempts, last 3-4 years. You will not find a single question not covered. Till last year I used to tell students, RTP dekh lena bachcho ek baar. Now I am not telling you that. Everything is covered. Pick up the recent exam ka question papers. Everything is covered. Pick up last 2-3 attempts ka mock test paper given by ICAI. Everything is covered. Ladies and gentlemen, you will not need to open any book for solving questions. ऐसे हर सब्जेक्ट में होता है ना, सर क्लास का बुक इज डन नाउ, विच ऑथर का बुक टू बाय, विच ऑथर का बुक टू बाय. आई विल टेल यू द नेम ऑफ द ऑथर का बुक विच इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर डायरेक्ट टैक्स नाउ. और बाय किधर करना, इट इज ऑलरेडी अलॉटेड टू यू नो. You all have received both volumes, part 1, part 2, those who have received the copy. Part 1, part 2, both are received. हाँ बोलो कि ना बोलो कि कलेक्ट ही नहीं किया, lazy people. Received or not received? Some of you all. तो go and collect it. And outstation students का courier is gone. So you will receive it very, very soon. So you must have seen already the size of that question book. Question book का part 1, part 2 is bigger than the theory book. Understood? Highest number of questions. This first part of the question book is given to all students of physical class, online live class, recorded class, everyone. Everyone. Recorded class purchased from any platform. There are some independent portals, independent apps which have taken the telecast right of my lecture. Something similar to Hotstar, Netflix. Producer has made the movie, but they want that movie to show it to people. Abhi suno, when people are watching a movie on Hotstar and there is some problem with the movie, I hope you don't contact the producer. Whom do you contact? You contact the customer care of Netflix, no Hotstar, no? So there are some these independent agencies who have purchased the rights of my lectures. Upon chartered accountant, money should come from all directions. You should make money even when you are sleeping. For that we have stock market at 9:15. We have to check we have become rich or poor. Every day I become poor only. That's a separate thing. But there have to be multiple sources of earning revenue for safety purposes. तो क्या क्लास में I can show my passion. 2 की जगह पे 2.5 month लगा, चलेगा. It's okay. I'll take 1 batch less in a year. I have got alternate sources of income. So there are these some organizations who have taken the telecast right. But this book is given to everyone, even those students. But this book is not given to everyone. This book is given to physical class ka students, online live class ka students, and recorded lectures if they directly purchase from me, not from any app or portal. So this book will be given as you all are online live lecture ka students. This is given to everyone. You all have a question database of 850 plus. This is highest number across the country. So you have to relax. And I am telling you, this is the first time this has happened. Kaizen bola na, every batch better than the previous batch. Till November 22, my question book was only this much. But now this is the extra part. ये है मेरा Kaizen for the current year. Okay? ये second book है. इसका 2 part है. Understood the second book, first theory, second question answer. Third book that I write every year. Some time back we kept a target minimum 25, it can go up to 30. Sir, ऐसा कैसे? बोलने से थोड़ी it can go up to 30. MCQs. $1,900 plus MCQs. अकेला PGBP में I have 350 plus MCQs. 1900 MCQs, 1900. सुनो, ये अलग है. This 850 is separate. This is subjective question, subjective MCQ. समझते हो ना? This is separate. So basically this plus this total about 2700 questions है. 1900 MCQs. 1900. This is more than double of the second best. मेरा ठग लाइफ है ना. कुछ बोलते बोलते क्या बोल जाता हूं. You observed the depth of my statement. Double of the second best. Since the time MCQs came, May 2019, Institute started releasing sample questions. All are covered. All are covered. Institute released mock test papers. All MCQs are covered. Every time they release an RTP, they give MCQs in the RTP. Covered, Mitro, till May 22. Reason? MCQ book was made. आफ्टर May 22 का RTP, but before November 22 का RTP. Everything is covered. 2 years ago, Institute released something called a case study digest on MCQs. Some 200-300 case study based. Matlab, I told you case study, they give a story and they ask 5 questions on that story. They released some 200-300 case studies. 100% covered. 100% covered. Unfortunately, the MCQs which they ask in exam, surprisingly, I wonder why no one has protested for that till now. Exam ka MCQs are not released in public domain. Except some telegram channels where exam ka paper also leaks. Some are like, sir, kaun sa hai batao na. Whatever is available for public viewing is covered. All mock tests, all RTPs, case study digest, everything. In fact, we being in the subjects in so many years, we all know who are the other people in the same subject. What is coverage in their book, whether subjective, objective. वो भी देख लिया, पता चला that there is hardly anything that अभी 1900 I am covering and 900 someone else is covering. तो वो कैसे होएगा anything, but scan through कर लिया है. There is no other book which has anything which is not covered in our book. हाँ, except November 22 RTP which has recently come, May 23, November 23 RTP which will come afterwards. तो उसका भी chill करो. Going by the system in which CA coaching is going currently, amendment का lecture, revision का lecture, MCQ ना 1900 question तो दे दिया sir. I have given the question and the answer. You are solving and your answer is not matching. You think sir answer print wrong हुआ है, but you have gone wrong. Sir, how to find out solution to those sums? Can there be a question? पूरा का पूरा MCQ 1900 सॉल्व करके उसका वीडियो आई हैव अपलोडेड. मतलब जस्ट लाइक रिवीजन का लेक्चर, अमेंडमेंट का लेक्चर, आई अपलोड MCQ का लेक्चर्स ऑल्सो ऑन यूट्यूब. यू कैन लाइक, शेयर, सब्सक्राइब, हिट द बेल बटन, नेवर मिस एन अपडेट. पूरा सॉल्व करके इट इज पुट कंप्लीटली. एंड दीज डेज पीपल आर वेरी लेजी. वो यूट्यूब का ऐप ओपन करके नेम सर्च करने में भी दे क्रिएट ट्रबल. टाइप करना पड़ता है ना. तो ठग लाइफ बुक के बैक कवर पे वी हैव गिवन द QR कोड्स ऑल्सो. So if I have to give you any PDF, any summary I make, amendment summary, any good thing that I make, वो Telegram पे डालता हूँ. And video if I have to put, I put it on YouTube. So all the QR codes are there on the back cover of. And I make good reels also. Very good reels also I make. तो वो उसके बारे में कभी और बात करते हैं. We have full coverage and I will be, for those who are having difficulty in solving anything, I will be solving all the MCQs and uploading them. वैसे ideally you should solve it on your own and then open the video and check where you went wrong. Okay, but just in case you are getting stuck, you have that option. 100% coverage of this. And जो future RTPs है, जैसे November 22 RTP, it came after the book was made. May 23, there will be some November 23 students also here. So as and when an RTP is announced, that is separately recorded and uploaded. So all RTP का MCQs also you will be finding somewhere if you scroll through the YouTube channel. सब कुछ आपको मिल जाएगा. If you do these 2700 questions, then no one can stop you from getting an exemption. So MCQ का जो target था ना 25, I am telling you, you can score 30 out of 30, provided you do all this. Provided you have to allot for DT more time than other subjects because the subject is also bigger now. And the number of questions are also massive. So once you receive the books, so as I am aware that about 6-7 days ago the books were already sent. Okay, outstation students, especially एकदम remote area है ना, तो उसमें couriers don't go. We have to send through Indian Post, and Indian Post is very slow because it is government owned. तो वो it will reach. And जो मुंबई का books है ना, it was kept in office 1 week ago, but you were too lazy to go and collect it. So now the earlier you collect, the better it is. I am very, very clear on this. And these 3 books, this book also, MCQ, this is given to all the students of physical classrooms, all the students of online live, and all the students who take video lectures directly from me, not through any app or portal. तो app और portal का students को दिया जाता है only the theory book and part 1 of the question book, because this is used in the lectures. This is not used in the lectures. This is your additional question bank. This is not used in the lectures. This is given only to our in-house students. So, as those who are attending online live on Zoom, they will get everything. But those who are taking portal-based lectures, they are not going to get the last two things. And then, finally, the last book that I write every year for CA final students. It's a handwritten book. Going by popular trend. Handwritten book. I follow popular trend only when I am convinced that I will be able to do it better than anyone else. Otherwise, no. I always want to be the best. तो handwritten book बना है, colored font के साथ. So section number in green color, amendment in red color, heading in black color, data in blue color, blah 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 blah. That a lot of people have already started doing this. By the way, I did this for the first time in 2016, but I did not print and publish it. And then other people got the idea and they started doing it since a few years. So now I had to be better than them. So what I did was I made a handwritten book. उस handwritten book के every concept को explain किया है with picture memes. There will be concept explained with memes in the book. Okay, and it will be fully in colored font. Someday, if for some concept अगर required होएगा, तो I will just throw a small glance on the book. This handwritten book is not a part of any admission unless you have taken it separately. It's a very, very nominal cost because this is a colored book. It's the cost is a little on the higher side. So this is going to be provided strictly at cost price. The cost of delivering that book to you, that cost price. We do not charge a single rupee extra on books. Books ke upar there is absolute, it's a no profit, no loss thing. So whatever is going to be the nominal cost of printing, only that much. Sir, if you don't want this handwritten book, this is not compulsory. Because every concept that I am going to teach you, I am going to write and teach. I'll write the section, I'll explain the section, write. Whatever I have written here is only what is written here. So those students who are taking simultaneous class notes may not require the book. What's the only extra thing in the book? Sir, two things. When I write in class, that's my handwriting. And in the book, the font is a little better. That's one better thing. Second, in my class, I am not going to draw the memes. But in the book, the memes are printed. Let me just throw a little small glance on that book. This is the handwritten book that I am talking about. Can you see the screen? Can you see the book? This is the book that I am talking about. जैसे these are the 40 chapters in the book and 3 chapters you have to do from study material. ये है, for example, in the introduction class, what is person, who has to pay tax, something like that. Are you able to see the meme? What is Hindu undivided family? What is an association of person? What is an artificial juridical person? Something like that. There is a concept called rebate and there is a concept called surcharge. Rebate is applicable to what kind of people? Surcharge is applicable to what kind of people? ये concept है. There is a new taxation regime. Do you know that? That's optional. And if you don't know this guy, then you are missing something in life. If you don't know Rati Shankar Shukla, then you are missing something in life. It's okay. This is not a part of your law or subject that you should know Rati Shankar Shukla. But memes like these, and ये जो part, written part है ना, that anyways I am also going to make you write in class. Extra is that this writing is good font and these memes. So, if interested, only the cost price. And that's for everyone. Okay. Effectively, there are total 4 books, out of which 3 books are given to all the students of the live class as a part of the admission. And there is this one extra book that I print and publish every year. So, this was as far as your study material is concerned, the third thing in the introduction. So, faculty हो गया, subject along with paper pattern and target marks हो गया, and the study material, what is given, what is not given, everything is clear to everyone. Sure. Next part, very important part, because this is something that will decide everything. This is something on the basis of which you will have to learn the subject. Income tax का law changes every year, sir. We are aware of that. So which year का law we have to study and go? I am not going to insult you by asking you, do you know 1 year gets over, that is previous year, and next year is called assessment year? If previous year is 21, 22, so uska assessment year is 22, 23. I am not going to insult you. No, I am not that kind of a person. Do you know? But by the way, do you know? Sorry, matlab, do you know? 1 year gets over, then next year starts. In the next year, we calculate income and tax. Because we are calculating, we call it assessment year. And the income and tax we are calculating for this year. Have you ever had this question in life, sir? Income tax में current year को previous year क्यों बोलते? Current year we are calculating for a year. That's our current year. Why is it called previous year? Because when you calculate, at that time this year is over. It has become previous. For those who were not, summer like क्या हाइला मेरे को आज तक मालूम नहीं था. For those who don't know, why is previous year called previous year? Because when you calculate, it is over. So, sir, which previous year is applicable? Because every year there is a previous year and an assessment year. Today, I have to be clear, very clear, and this is the base according to which we will learn the law. Why today a May 23 student can attend this class? And why today a November 23 student can attend this class, and why and how the portion of May 23 and November 23 remains absolutely same. All amendments applicable to these two attempts will be clearly covered and taught in class itself. Special problem are these November students. When batch gets over and after few months they start their self-study. They say, sir, हमारा amendment क्या है? कान के नीचे I will give you 2 tight slaps. There is no amendment that is applicable to November 23 and it won't be covered here. Everything that is applicable to May 23 will be applicable to November 23. The portion is same, that is why merger. Nahi to 2024 ka students are also ready. Why are we not calling them in this batch? Because their portion will change. Direct tax ka portion comes new every May attempt. It remains same in the November attempt, and next May it will change. And you need to know this. You need to know this. Which is the previous year and assessment year applicable to your exam? Uske liye, how many May 23 students? Show of hands, please. May 23? I doubt, actually. ठीक है, I can see. Okay, November 23. Therefore, if May no one, तो फिर November ही बचा. May 23 में there will be hardly any CA final student. If your attempt is May 23, तो most likely that you are going to clear because hardly anyone. Reason क्या है sir? Sir, May 2020 में CA inter का exam only did not take place. You know that? You cannot not know that. You were in inter at that time. If May 20 में inter का exam has not taken place, then how can there be students in May 23? All the batches that are happening in this year 2022 are basically less than half of the normal capacity. And reason is, जब exam ही नहीं हुआ तो student कहाँ से हो? And after that, and when November 20 में exams were conducted, most people were under the impression कि सर ये तो वापस cancel होएगा. Institute was like thug life. ना, हम तो cancel नहीं करेगा. If you want to give, you give. And then therefore, a handful selected few students decided to give November 20 का inter का exam, and they have come here. All those who gave July 21 हो गया था. That also was not May 21. July 21. Their attempt will come in May 24. No? And then after July 21, they realized that now institute has started taking exams. So people also started studying and giving exams. So from next year onwards, again the classroom will be back to its normal capacity. This year all classes, all batches are less than half because exam nahi hua. So it's a very good opportunity to clear because less competition. Less competition. Okay. Understand karo please. You are giving an exam in May 23. Tell me which financial year is going on. financial year. And if you can't look at the date and decide the financial year, that means there is a trouble. Abhi se. One person has typed in the chat box 20 to 22. 20 to 22 करके कोई ईयर ही नहीं. 20 to 23. मित्रों तो ट्रबल स्टार्ट हो गया है. ट्रबल हैज स्टार्टेड. May 23 को इफ यू से 20 to 23 तो खत्म. टाटा बाय बाय गुड बाय गया. एनी राहुल गांधी फैन यार? नहीं. मैं अभी आई नेवर डिड दिस बिफोर इन लाइफ, लेकिन समझाना पड़ेगा. ओके. ऑन 1st April 2023 23-24 का फाइनेंशियल ईयर विल स्टार्ट. 20 to 23 विल गेट ओवर ऑन 31st March. तो when you are giving exam in May 23, ladies and gentlemen, जिसको वो 20 to 23 लगा, wake up from your sleep. May 23 comes in which year? Which year? 23-24. In May 23 you are writing direct tax का पेपर. करेक्ट है? तो यू कांट कैलकुलेट इनकम ऑफ 23-24. कैसे करोगे? इट इज गोइंग ऑन. नो, हाउ कैन यू कैलकुलेट? देन विच इज द लास्ट ईयर फॉर विच यू कैन कैलकुलेट योर इनकम? इफ यू आर सिटिंग इन दिस मंथ, इन दिस ईयर, तो यू कैन कैलकुलेट फॉर विच ईयर? 20 to 23. That's the previous year applicable for your exam. And automatically the assessment year therefore will be applicable was or will be 23-24. Supposingly there are students who will give November, and most students are going to be November. Which year is still going on? Same year, 23-24. You still can't calculate 23-24 ka. So in November 23 also, this will be the previous year, this will be the assessment year. Full portion same. Write it somewhere in your brain or your book. May 23, November 23, full portion, same. Because it is the same assessment year. Now, supposingly there is a May 24 student. Abhi akkal hai, May 24 will come here. 24-25 has started. So previous year will become 23-24. May 24 mein new budget will apply. Mitro. So every May and November in direct tax portion remains same. It changes every May attempt. Is that clear? And in this explanation, we have also covered which is the previous year applicable for your exam, because all examples I will give accordingly. If I will tell you the example, I hope you understand. For it to be asked in your exam, the income has to come in 20 to 23. Then only it can be taxed in your exam. So I will give all examples on the basis of this previous year. And for this, the budget, which normal people call it, or the Finance Act that professionals call it, the Finance Act of 2022. See, 2022 ka Finance Act is the Finance Act which is announced just before this year started. So this Finance Act will be announced only for this year. अरे तुमको बजट का सिस्टम मालूम है ना? 1st February को फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर आंटी stands up in the parliament and takes permission. I want to present the budget of the year. She speaks for hours and hours and hours non-stop. वो स्त्री है ultimately. Sorry, ladies department of the class. Sorry, but that's the fact that earlier finance ministers used to pakao for 1 hour. 5,000 crore for education, 10,000 crore for health. ऐसा चिल्लर बांट रहा है वैसे. They used to announce. And then after sharp 1 hour, the finance minister used to say, I will now give my tax proposals. That is where our interest starts. Because this budget brings the two things in our syllabus. One, the budget gives us tax rates. Ladies and gentlemen, income tax ka rates are not given in any section of Income Tax Act. Act mein nahi hai. It is given where? In the Annual Finance Act. In the budget. Budget when it is pronounced, then when it is passed through Lok Sabha, passed through Rajya Sabha, and then in India there is one person only to felicitate others. माला पहनाने के लिए. Who is that guy? It's not a guy now, it's a lady, by the way. President of India. You have any idea who is the president? कोई आइडिया नहीं भाई, तुम सब सर्किट है, कोई आइडिया नहीं भाई. मुर्मू. Somebody has typed Murmu. Draupadi जी मुर्मू. I know you are very excited to type फटाफट फटाफट फटाफट. इससे बेटर अगर वीडियो ऑन होता तो लिप से समझ. अनम्यूट करने का भी ट्रबल नहीं you would have to take, but fair enough. तो once the president gives his or her stamp, we say the president has assented the bill, it becomes finance act. Then it becomes a law. In budget, it is only a proposal. So, Mitro, understand this. Everything announced in the budget is not going to become the final law. It has to pass through Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and get the stamp of the president. But currently, the government at the center has got such a massive majority in Lok Sabha, in Rajya Sabha, and president has always been a puppet of the government. Not now, forever. So, anything announced in the budget is most certain that it is going to be passed only. But once it becomes Finance Act, those tax rates come, and the most exciting word for a CA student. A CA student gets excited the moment he or she comes across this word. This is more exciting than Sunny Leon. There is no minor child here. No? Amit, dekh, every time I give an example like this, no, you close your ears. Okay, Amit? Amendments. The amendments. CA student is more excited with amendments than anybody else on this planet the moment there is an amendment. First, amendment. Second, sir, मेरे को लगेगा क्या? So the Finance Act of 2022 has given tax rates of this year and the amendments. Tax rates तो हमारा introduction के chapter के अंदर ही we are going to complete in the last point. We are on this point right now, previous year assessment here. Tax rates will get covered here. But amendment we will learn chapter by chapter. As and when we proceed further in our chapters, I will write ऐसा करके with effect from assessment year 23-24. I told you I will teach you the full subject. लिख के मस्त red color का एकदम blood वाला color I will use and tell you this is an amendment. This is recently announced. This came in the budget. Because obviously amendments are always important for CA exams. So the Finance Act applicable for your exam is 22 because that was the Finance Act applicable for this previous year, this assessment year, and this previous year assessment year is applicable for your exam. 100 times if I ask you, 100 times you have to answer which is the previous year sir applicable for my exam, 22-23. Which is the assessment year applicable for my exam, 23-24. Finance Act 22. Sir, why this clarification was required? Because when you give your exam, no, May and November 23, do you know somewhere over here in February 23 there will be one more budget of 23 which will become Finance Act later. Is this 23 ka budget coming before your exam? I'm asking you. Yes, but this 23 ka budget will not be applicable because 23 ka budget will be for this previous year and for this assessment year. 23 ka budget will be applicable for May, November 24 ka students. For May, November 23, and this is the reason why the batches are merged because their portion is same. खाली May 23 का तो batch करने का कोई sense ही नहीं है this year because there is no student only in May 23. Whoever is there, it is a November 23 का student. Because your portion is same. So dear November 23 students, portion complete होने के बाद में, if you ever come and ask me, sir, हमारा amendment to tight slabs I will give you because all your amendments I will teach you like this. Any amendment applicable for May 23 is also applicable for November 23. There will be no new or extra amendment applicable for November exams. Is that clear? Sometimes there are some circulars or notifications released by an organization called a CBDT, Central Board of Direct Taxes. I also call it the Pappa of Income Tax Department. Now, whether you call it Papa, Daddy, Pops, Abba, Achan, Father of Income Tax Department, anything is accepted. Ababa also. Anything is accepted. Because everything CBDT says, all officers from the senior most to the junior most, all officers of Income Tax Department have to comply with all the instructions given by CBDT. Once the father says something, the children have to listen. Now you don't say, nahi, nahi, sir, in our generation it is the other way around. हाँ बराबर है, बट इनकम टैक्स इज 1961 का लॉ. इन दैट जनरेशन इट यूज्ड टू बी लाइक दैट. ओके, तो सीबीडीटी का सम सर्कुलर और नोटिफिकेशन इफ रिलीज बिफोर योर एग्जाम एंड इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ योर सिलेबस, तो वैसा 1 or 2 सर्कुलर्स आर रिलीज नो, तो इट इज जनरली अपलोडेड. जो आरटीपी का लेक्चर होता है ना, विच इज ऑलवेज अपलोडेड वंस द आरटीपी इज आउट, along with that lecture those circulars are also uploaded. It will be a discussion of 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something like that, not more than that. There is no amendment that will be applicable. So ladies and gentlemen, are we clear that which is the previous year applicable for your exam? 22, 23. Which is the assessment year applicable for your exam? 23, 24 for May as well as November 23. Is this, and Finance Act कौन सा? 2022. We will learn उस Finance Act का tax rates and amendment. Supposingly 2023 का Finance Act में something drastic is done by auntie. Auntie can do anything. When auntie will make her resume, no. If auntie ever makes her resume and she will write hobbies, pakka she will write amendments in hobbies. Bringing amendment is auntie ka hobby, I am telling you. And what crazy stuff she has done over the last few years. She will bring an amendment in one budget. Nonsense amendment. No one understands. Very next budget, she will change that section. Very next budget, there have been cases where one section have been changed in back-to-back budgets. She brought a concept called face class assessment in 2020, that also in November. And then now she has changed that concept altogether. And another bad habit is, she keeps on bringing amendments during the year. ऐसा systematically amendment should come in the budget day, no, 1st February. जब मर्जी आया, she is like, आज क्या नया करूं country में, चल, bring an ordinance, change the law. Every day. Every day she brings amendments. Every year she is bringing 3, 3, 4, 4 budgets. Crazy stuff I am telling you. But we have got no choice. You have to study and I have to teach. Okay. So whatever be the amendments will be covered. Are we clear about the applicable previous year and assessment year for your exam? Absolutely. Chaliye. With this, we go to the next part. Manner of learning. I think that's the last part before your tax rates. And once I start tax rates, no, from there, those of you all who want to take down the notes in class, मैं बोला ना, handwritten book, if you don't want to buy, don't buy, but you can take down the notes simultaneously in class. Only on one condition, that you don't get distracted from my explanation. If taking the notes distracts you, then it is not advisable. Then it is, I am not still persuading or forcing or pressurizing you that buy the handwritten book. I am just telling that you then take photocopy of someone else's notes in class. You have friends in class? So be selfish, make some friends and make those friends who are taking notes in class. Okay? And don't approach me, sir, मेरा जरा उससे करा के दो ना थोड़ा सा. This is not my side business. Okay? So that, how to make that friendship and take that photocopy is your responsibility. Am I clear? So, after I finish manner of learning and start tax rates, from there, whoever wants to simultaneously take down can do that. Maintain proper notebooks. So it will help in your revision. As far as manner of learning is concerned, we will be having approximately 65 to 70 lectures. Because, as I have already told you, direct tax is a very, very big subject. It takes this much time. It takes more time than any other subject. Introduction only takes away. But like tax rates, I am telling you, once upon a time, introduction used to get over in 1.5 lecture. Because tax rates ka part was very small. Once I have done with the introduction, last part mein tax rates, half lecture mein it used to get over. But auntie is ultimately auntie, no. She has brought the concept of new tax and old tax. If new comes, then ideally old should go, no. Okay, so we would have studied new and not studied old. Auntie says, nahin, it is optional. So you pay tax as per old or you pay tax as per new. Calculate both. Listen, there will be tax as per old, tax as per new. Guess karo which one will be paid. Acha, obviously we will pay higher of them, no? CAs are partners in nation building. So higher, na? Nahin? So total of the two. Nahin? So which one? Optional hai, that to I am telling you, Amit. Optional hai. Which one will you pay? Whichever is, ऐसा इशारा करो ना, whichever is lower. Do you understand? But how can you do that without calculating? Mitro, auntie has made life so miserable. Every sum you have to calculate tax twice. So tax calculation used to be one calculation, now it is two calculations. Introduction ka lecture will go for 3 lectures because 2 lectures I will need for tax rates. I'll start today, but tomorrow and day after I will complete. So total of about 70 lectures we will be taking. Our start time is going to be sharp 7. For those who were present at 7 o'clock today are aware that I logged into the class at 7 o'clock. I announced that I am waiting for 5 minutes. For those who don't know who I am and what I am, it's okay, first lecture you may not know me. In 12 years of teaching, not a single lecture has started at 702 or 703. 75 तो नहीं, 702, 703 भी नहीं हुआ है. 12 years of teaching. Not a single lecture. And this is an online class. I stay in Mumbai only. I don't know whether you are aware of this, but I stay in Mumbai only. All my full childhood I stayed in Charni Road area, South Mumbai. I am an obnoxious townie by birth, born and brought up in South Bombay, we used to call it. मैं Charni Road पूरा जिंदगी. Last 3 years ago, I shifted to a place called Lalbagh Kala Chowki in central Mumbai. If you have any idea, Lalbagh is that way famous because of Lalbagh Cha Raja. It's like 2 minutes walking from my house. In fact, जो लालबाग चा राजा का स्टेज का दर्शन का लाइन स्टार्ट, चरण दर्शन, you know there is मुख दर्शन and चरण दर्शन. So that charan darshan ka line starts outside my building only. That's the start of that line. And from here I have traveled to Vashi for lectures. CA final ka 7 AM ka lecture. I traveled to last 2.5 months. Mulund ka batch was physical batch. It was not online. Classroom batch tha. 6:30 I used to be in Mulund. 15 minutes I required for setting my system because in my every batch I have online live students also. I travel to South India, Kerala, I travel to Ahmedabad, I travel to other places for lectures. So those students who can't come to Mumbai, they join that class online live. So I have to set my system. I need 15 minutes and I keep 15 minutes spare. But not a single lecture started at 702, 703. Already I have to give a lot of lectures in that. If I delay 5-10 minutes like that, I am not doing justice to students. And plus, if I waste 5 minutes of 60 students, that's a total of 300 minutes, and that means I have wasted 6 hours of the country's future. I will never do that. Hey, तुम मैथ्स मत गिनो सर, ये मत बोलना नहीं सर 3 hours ही हुआ, 6 hours नहीं हुआ. Don't get into that calculation. The lecture will start at sharp 7. Today I started 5 minutes late because you did not know me. From tomorrow, sharp 7. Lecture का end time officially is obviously, as you are aware, 10. In 3 hour का lecture, don't say sir break मिलेगा, break. कोई तो ऐसा I'll break करें, break your head, I am telling you. But one thing I assure you, that after 9:50 AM I will not start any new concept. So whatever is going on, I will complete it, whether at 9:50, 55, 57. I will leave you that much early. There will not be, you can't expect break in a 3 hour का class. Okay. So 9:50 के बाद नया concept start नहीं होगा, and officially 10 o'clock is the end time. There may be some days where you are left 10 minutes early. So there may be some days where a concept is going on and I can't leave you in between. So there may be 5-10 minutes extra also. Start time is fixed, end time is not fixed. It can be 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes plus minus. क्या पौना घंटा extra I am not going to take also, and 45 minutes early I am not going to leave also, even if market starts at 9:15. हाँ ठीक है, I am not going to do that. This is going to go on for Monday to Saturday. Sunday I allocate only for social work. I am busy with a lot of organizations. Social work is my long-term dream. Once I retire, I want to do something for the community. One day I will become the finance minister of the country, and then I will teach students direct tax free of cost, and then I will help whatever I can, whatever talent I have with that. Today I can't teach free. Today that is not possible. But one day I will, I can if I am settled in life. So for that I allocate Sunday. So lectures will be Monday to Saturday, 7 to 10. Now I have a request. And if no one says no, that means everyone has said yes. Saturday का थोड़ा देते हो क्या please? No one is saying no. That means everyone has said yes. And in this, if your video is off, then your opinion doesn't matter. एक बच्चा जो पूरा लेक्चर में 2 घंटे से वीडियो ऑफ करके बैठा था ना, सडनली नो बोलने के लिए he has come to life suddenly. Saturday, come on, it's a request. Not in this tax audit season. अभी नहीं मांग रहा हूं. See, my lectures will go on till first week of December. It's a big subject and big syllabus. Okay? Tax audit के season में I will not ask. Till 30th of, no, I'm not saying that upcoming Saturday 2 days के बाद में give it to me for extra 1 hour. But sometimes 1 hour extra, because that will give me the privilege of taking care of your. कभी कभी क्या होता है ना, in course of an explanation, some students start discussing some provision, and that discussion goes on for a very long time. Class का time is consumed. I have got no problem, but I have to cover also that time somewhere. Understand the problem. I have to honor the end date that I have given you. And thus I will sometimes need, ये extra hour मिल गया ना, तो I will get the privilege of having more. बोल, चल discuss कर. Let's discuss for half an hour also. क्या करना? That gives me that freedom. So I will request, अभी नहीं मांग रहा हूं, next Friday को I will tell you कि please देते हो क्या? Tomorrow 1 hour. This week I am not asking. I know tax audit is going on. I know we are in the September का last week. I have guts, sir. I started your batch first lecture in the last week of September. ठग लाइफ अलग ही चल रहा है अपना इधर. Okay. So this is how we will be proceeding further. This is going to be our timetable, and 65 to 70 lecture. Saturday का मेरा request है, but not now. Later, whenever it has to be done, I will tell you. And from now onwards, मित्रों, किसी भी student का, I was lenient all throughout the last 2 hours. Any student, if the video is off for more than 5 minutes, you will directly be put in the waiting room. And if you repeat it now, then you will be directly out of the class. Video on is compulsory in my class. मैं तो चाहता हूं कि audio भी, I want that audio is also on. But audio में क्या problem is that your mic will not be as good as my mic. My mic is, it's a part of my profession. It is an expensive mic where this will catch only my voice and not the surrounding noises. But I don't expect you to buy an expensive mic only for class. तो क्या होता है, if anybody is keeping audio on, तो full family का बर्तन भांडी का noise comes and answer I am not able to hear. That is rather disturbing for me. Okay? So audio, if you have the privilege of a separate room, not everyone is privileged. If you have the privilege of a separate room where there is no one around you, there is no disturbance, तो audio on is also best. तो क्या होगा? समझा? You say yes sir. समझा? No sir. Repeat कर? Yes sir. ये continuous interaction होगा ना? That's how we will be able to achieve the objective of the live class. नहीं तो if I have to talk to a laptop only, then why are you getting up at 6 o'clock every morning? If I have to talk to a laptop, we need interaction, and that is the difference between. देखो, physical class is the best. उसका कोई replacement नहीं है. In physical class, I can do dance का steps and also convince. अभी इधर में dance करेगा, jump करके, you'll be wondering किधर गया रे? I will go out of my camera frame, so I can't dance and show my points to you here, or my sections to you here. But still we have to interact. And audio का interaction possible नहीं है because of that disturbance वाला problem. तो इसीलिए video is compulsory for interaction. Even if there is a lot of, see, I am not interested in who are the people standing behind you in your house. I am not interested in what is the color of your wall. I am not interested in what people are doing around you. I am interested in your face का expressions. If you smile, मतलब मेरा joke समझ में आया, नहीं तो I have to explain my joke. If you nod your head, मतलब you have understood my concept. And with your expression also I can make out कि यार I will have to repeat this provision. ऐसा होगा sometimes. And why it is compulsory for all? Because if I allow one person, I have to allow everyone. Sometimes I will allow, provided the student has taken specific permission from me. 1 day prior. मगर ये नहीं कि सर उसका बंद है तो मैं भी बंद करेगा. दैट इज नॉट अ रूल ओवर हियर. Rule is everyone has to keep on because I want interaction. Otherwise, I will not be able to do justice to this live class. ये पहला रीजन है. सेकेंड रीजन, दिस सीए के बच्चे, यू ऑल मे बी मुंबई का स्टूडेंट्स एंड थिंकिंग सर हम लोग ऐसे नहीं है, बट फाइनली सीए फाइनल के बच्चे इन सम सिटीज दे आर एक्सेसिवली ओवर स्मार्ट. 1% takes admission and 5 are attending in one room. क्यों? गरीब के पेट पे लात मारते. वीडियो ऑन इज कंपल्सरी. ओके, सम आर लाइक ये आइडिया हमको तो आया ही नहीं यार. यू शुड हैव गिवन दिस आइडिया प्रायर सर. ओह नो, क्या डिवाइड हो जाता. टोटल डिवाइड बाय 5. सेकेंड रीजन. ओके, थर्ड रीजन, सम idiot characters irrespective of city, that they are attending a class. क्लास में ऐसा बेड के ऊपर लेटा लेटा, आई कांट शो दैट टू यू इन व्हाट पोजीशन दे आर अटेंड. बेड पे एक टांग पे दूसरा टांग डाल के, विदाउट क्लोथ्स, लिटरली आई एम टेलिंग यू, एंड दे आर स्टडिंग फॉर अ प्रोफेशनल क्लास. You try doing that in any of my physical class. You all understand little Marathi? You all stay in Mumbai, no? Little Marathi, you all understand little? By the way, if you stay in Mumbai, you should know the local language, okay? You should know. In any state, you should know the local language. Try doing it in my physical class. नागड़ा करून ठोकणार जागेवर. Seriously, I am telling you. So that is why also video is on. Except some student who takes specific permission. For example, one student has taken permission that sir, I am at my client place using my hotspot, so there is difficulty in network. I have permitted that student. But the other people don't have this option. Maximum I will allow 5 minutes. More than 5 minutes, you will be, if you wonder, okay, sir, why I am in the waiting room, so you know that your video was off for more than, I am not going to individually take your names. I don't have that much time. और वेटिंग रूम में इसके लिए, क्योंकि वेटिंग रूम में क्या होता है, यू कैन लॉग आउट एंड लॉग इन अगेन. इफ यू आर अ रिपीट ऑफेंडर, आई एम वेरी पर्टिकुलर अबाउट दिस, दैट इज व्हाई आई एम बीइंग अ लिटिल फर्म एंड दैट इज व्हाई आई एम बीइंग अ लिटिल स्ट्रांग इन माय वर्ड्स. इफ यू आर अ रिपीट ऑफेंडर, इट इज राइट क्लिक, रिमूव फ्रॉम द मीट. और रिमूव में क्या प्रॉब्लम होता है मालूम है? वंस रिमूव, नो, यू कांट लॉग इन बैक टू दैट मीट बिकॉज यू वर रिमूव्ड. Then you will have to search for दूसरा कोई मोबाइल एंड दूसरा कोई लैपटॉप. With that same login ID, you will not be able to log in. Don't make me do that. I am a teacher. I should not be requesting you again and again. You want me to take your names, those students whose videos are off. You want me to take your names? Don't make me do that, please. Okay? And I have explained to you the reason. Interact with audio, that is best. Interact with video, I will be able to do maximum justice. Please cooperate. Okay. So this is going to be our manner of learning. All throughout the last 2 hours, I did not force you because I knew I will come to this point in my manner of learning. But with this, ladies and gentlemen, we reach that stage of our life where introduction of all these things are over, and we are now going to focus on that thing from where your examination study will start. This is where your subject is starting. If you all are taking down notes with me in class, this is where you have to start taking down your notes also. We are going to go and learn our tax rates which are applicable for our exam. That's the last part of our introduction, and with this introduction ka chapter in our syllabus will get over, which is also the first chapter. See, officially first chapter is double taxation relief, but I told you volume 1 16 chapters. Usme introduction is one of them. So that will get over with tax rates. Before I start the last part of my introduction, I had at 7 o'clock only said that today's lecture is majorly going to be in the nature of introduction. But now exam relevant stuff is going to start. Anyone has anything to ask with respect to the first few things that we have, whatever we have discussed over the last 2 hours as far as direct tax is concerned? Anyone has got anything to ask with respect to that? Will any video for in class. See, Harshit has asked. Harshit किधर है? He is there or he left? हाँ है. I can see you. Yes. इसके लिए भी see, if you type a doubt in your chat box and you don't take me seriously, you keep your video off, then I will also not take your message seriously. आप समझा क्या? But Harshit is there with video on. So Harshit का doubt is something that can be helping everyone. Sir, will you give some video of salary chapter? देखो, honestly speaking, you don't do anything in salary except 1K 50,000 का standard deduction मिलता है. That much is enough. Still, if you want, I have my latest recording of salary chapter of CA Inter students. CA Inter के अंदर salary from scratch where they don't know anything at all. Everything is taught with all the allowances, all the perquisite valuation, everything is given to you in detail. It may be a lecture of 16-17 hours. In case any student wants it, I will give you that recording. Happy? Sorted? Harshit, ऐसा करना? हाँ हो गया सर. Sorted? But at the same time I'll tell you, you are wasting 16 hours का precious time. बच्चे 43 chapters में से remove salary 42 chapters है. You have assessment procedure, you have TDS, you have partnership form, charitable trust, you have international tax, you have business profession, capital gains. Costing पढ़ा है life में. Normal loss पढ़ा है, normal loss. Harshit, I am talking to you bro. Normal loss पढ़ा है. वो सैलरी है. नॉर्मल क्या लॉस? इट इज नॉट अ लॉस, इट इज नेवर गोइंग टू कम. स्टिल इफ यू वांट आई विल गिव यू. मेरे साइड से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. चॉइस इज योर्स. सी यू मे बी समवन के नहीं सर आपने बोला ना बुक के कवर पेज पे माय फोटो विल कम, सो फॉर दैट आई कांट लीव सैलरी ऑल्सो. यू हैव अ पॉइंट. आई विल गिव यू दैट लेक्चर. हैप्पी? सॉर्टेड? और बोलो एनीथिंग एल्स? नथिंग? तो टाइम हैज कम टू समर लाइक के रुको ना टाइप कर रहा है. ओके बाद में भी टाइप करोगे तो नो प्रॉब्लम. अच्छा, we will follow one more system. See, sometimes you may have some doubts, no? So what will happen is, at the end of the class, we can stay back and discuss doubts of any student of that class, of any of the previous classes. See, technically speaking, today I teach you tax rates, and I will assume that you will revise because I have requested that every day give 15 minutes. 3 घंटा 15 minutes. इतना सा request है. With folded hands I am requesting. So you may have doubt no when you will study. Next lecture में ask no. Next lecture में या तो morning में log in at 6:45 where I will always log in because I will start at sharp 7. Ask your doubt between 6:45 and 7 if I have logged in. या फिर at 10 o'clock stay back. We can stay back. अब 10 o'clock को when we will stay back no तो क्या होगा? Multiple students will have doubts. So the moment I announce that this is the end of today's lecture, those who have doubts stay back. आपको चैट बॉक्स में टाइप करना है डाउट 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 करके. देन आई विल गो इन द ऑर्डर इन विच द पीपल हैव टाइप्ड. ऐसा नहीं कि सर व्हाई यू आर गिविंग फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस टू अमित बिकॉज ही इज अ यंगर वन, ही इज अ स्मॉल चाइल्ड, इसलिए यू आर आस्किंग हिम. ऐसा नहीं. द ऑर्डर इन विच यू टाइप्ड आउट इज द ऑर्डर इन विच आई विल टेक योर नेम. आई विल कॉल आउट योर नेम्स एंड आई विल से बोलो हीरल क्या डाउट है, बोलो अमित क्या डाउट है, बोलो वैभव क्या डाउट है, बोलो प्रथमेश. प्रथमेश 2 है तो मेरे को सरनेम भी बोलना पड़ेगा. बोलो क्या डाउट है. I will take your name in the order in which you type the word doubt in the chat box. We will in a span of 5-10 minutes stay back and we will finish the doubts. That is how we will, your doubts will be taken care of. ठीक है? मतलब if there is this confusion कि sir online live है, we are not meeting you, so how our doubts will be taken care of? I have answered that also. We are going to go to the last part, that is tax rates. While we say it's the last part of introduction, exam के लिए this is relevant. एग्जाम में ये नहीं आएगा डिफाइन हाउ हैंडसम योर फैकल्टी इज. एग्जाम में नहीं आएगा वो. एग्जाम में यू हैव टू राइट आंसर्स ऑन टैक्स रेट्स. आई होप यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग. आई एम गोइंग टू बी टीचिंग यू टैक्स रेट्स विच वर अनाउंस्ड इन द फाइनेंस एक्ट ऑफ 22 बिकॉज फाइनेंस एक्ट ऑफ 22 मित्रों इज द एप्लीकेबल फाइनेंस एक्ट फॉर योर एग्जाम. बोलो यस और नो. कुछ मत बोलो, मैं ही बोलता हूं. टैक्स रेट फॉर प्रीवियस ईयर, ये तो बोलो विच इज द प्रीवियस ईयर एप्लीकेबल. मत बोलो, मैं ही बोलता हूं. प्रीवियस ईयर. नाउ प्लीज पार्टिसिपेट. असेसमेंट ईयर. वीडियो ऑन है ना, उसका एक बेनिफिट है. यू कैन से लाइक दिस. Which assessment here is applicable? इसलिए तो फोर्स करता हूं ब्रो वीडियो ऑन करवाने का. व्हाट इज द रीजन? बिकॉज विदाउट डिस्टर्बिंग ऑल्सो वी कैन इंटरैक्ट. योर ऑडियो शुड नॉट डिस्टर्ब मी. आई कैन इंटरैक्ट. 20 ऐसे कभी लिप मूवमेंट में डोंट गिव गालियां. आई कैच दैट ऑल्सो. लास्ट 2.5 years I have become perfect in identifying lip movements. So, Finance Act of 22, previous year 22-23, assessment year 23-24 is what is applicable, and tax rates also we are going to learn accordingly only because this is the budget applicable, no? So we are going to learn tax rates on the basis of this year. This calculation may not be applicable to November 22 or May 24. This is exclusively exam wise, and full syllabus will go like this, exam oriented. For your May 23, November 23, what is applicable? That is what is going to be discussed. Are you understanding? For the purpose of levying tax, our income tax law has divided assessees in 7 categories. Assessee falls in 7 different categories. The definition of person liable to tax in income tax is 7. Every time I teach a CA final batch, it is my assumption that you all have cleared IPCC intermediate with IDT, GST. And you don't know anything in DT. Some are thinking, sir, इसमें assumption क्या? ये तो fact है. So I will never assume that you know something in DT already. When I start class, my belief is that I am talking to people who don't know anything. For a brief moment, it may appear कि यार ये तो हमको क्या पागल समझता है? And the answer is yes. And the reason is that if I go with that assumption, it is in your interest. Because if I end up assuming कि यार ये तो स्टूडेंट को मालूम ही होगा. If I would have assumed कि you would be knowing ना कौन सा 22-23 के 23-24, that can be dangerous. It is better that I assume that you don't know anything in the interest of the entire class. बराबर है ना? So I am not assuming. I am just taking general knowledge. You have any idea that our income tax law has 7 categories of persons? Who are they? Individual, HUF, company, firm LLP, AOP, BOI, Association of Person, Body of Individual, local authority, an artificial juridical person. बराबर है? For the purpose of levy of tax, assessees are divided in 7 categories. The tax rates are given category wise, person wise, assessee wise. मतलब they have given separate tax rate for individual, separate tax rate for HUF, company, firm. All of them have different tax rates. Same नहीं है. So we will have to learn also assessee by assessee. सबसे पहले we will learn tax rates of individual. The first assessee for whom we are learning tax rates will be individual. Individual means, you will be surprised if you don't know this. Our tax law defines individual. Individual means a natural person born out of a natural process. वाह मोदी जी वाह. मित्रों, reproduction in animals is also natural only. Nothing unnatural about it. Plants में photosynthesis, स्कूल गया स्कूल sunlight, water, photosynthesis सुना है लाइफ में? That is also natural. Nothing unnatural about it. Natural person. कुछ भी बोलता है. So as a clarification, we are talking about a human being. Tax rates for individual मतलब natural person. Natural person means human. मित्रों, human being. Don't interchange these words. Otherwise it will become a murderer killing people on the footpath. कोई समझा नहीं, you wait after class, I will explain the joke. Don't interchange the words. Okay? Doubt type करना सर, वो murderer क्या था सर, doubt है सर, type करना, after class I will explain. Don't interchange the words. This is human being, natural person. Natural persons का tax rates we will be learning. तो first question, are all of you all covered here in this category called individual? अभी तुम बोलना मत, नहीं सर हम तो सी आर्टिकल, वी आर पुअर पीपल, हाउ कैन वी हैव इनकम. सी, आई एम नॉट सेइंग यू हैव इनकम, आई नो यू डोंट हैव इनकम. वन थिंग कॉमन बिटवीन सीए का स्टूडेंट्स एंड सीए का प्रोफेसर्स इज बोथ डोंट हैव इनकम. दैट्स कॉमन. माई क्वेश्चन इज नॉट दैट वेदर यू हैव टू पे टैक्स. माई क्वेश्चन इज if you have income ever. See, today you don't have, in the next few months you'll become CS, you'll be earning income, you will be paying tax on these rates. Are you covered here? The tax will be applied at these rates. That is what we are discussing. The question is not, sir, am I liable to tax? The question is, sir, am I covered in the category 1 year? Are all of you all covered? Yes. Whether you get human being wala treatment in office or no, you are covered here only. Am I covered here? I am also below tax limits, below basic exemption. Basic exemption abhi karayega. I am also below basic exemption limit. But I am covered here. If someday in life I have income, I will pay tax. See, with me also, see, you all don't get insan wala, human being wala treatment in office. But still you all are covered here. And I am a married man. I have been married for 8 years. I also don't get human beings wala treatment at home. But I am still covered here because in the eyes of income tax, I am also a natural person. Some more question. Can I say all natural persons? Ka matlab, will Sachin Tendulkar be covered here? And you know who is Sachin Tendulkar? Because your generation is the Kohli wala generation. That is why. Sachin Tendulkar covered here? He is the Bhagwan, no? He is the God. He is covered here. In the eyes of income tax, he is individual. Whether it is Sachin Tendulkar, or whether it is Amitabh Bachchan, whether it is Alok Nath Bauji, whether it is Rajnikant supernatural powers. Rajnikant removed Zuckerberg from Facebook. You don't know? Rajnikant, superpowers. Is he covered here? Mitro, yes he is. Yes he is. In the eyes of income tax, he is human being. Of course. Down south से Kerala से whoever has joined. Rajnikant ne Mohanlal. Kerala ka superstar is Mohanlal and Mammootty. They are all human beings. All of them are covered here. All of us are covered here. Tax will come if we have income. But if we have income, we will be covered here. And for the purpose of levy of tax, individuals are going to be divided in 3 categories. The Roman 1 of assessee, see, Roman 2 will be HUF, company, like this we will go. So in 1 we are discussing natural persons. These human beings will be divided in 3 categories. Category A, B and C. 3 categories of individuals. Human beings, all of us who are covered in the definition of individual will be divided in 3 categories for the purpose of levy of tax. Category 1, supposingly you are a normal individual. Mitro, this does not mean B and C are abnormal. B and C are special. If you don't go in B and C, then you come here. What is category 1A? Anybody who does not fall in 1B or 1C will come in 1A. If you go in special, you are special. Otherwise, you will come here. So, ek kaam karenge. We will first go and understand who are B and C. And then, if I am not B or not C, so I am going to get covered in A if I am natural person, individual. Correct? Some are like, sir, ye mere ko pata hai, sir. You don't teach us all these rubbish things. Abhi you wait for the next 15 minutes, no? Today I am going to thrash your overconfidence. In the next 15 minutes, I will show you things that you are not aware of. Wait. सब बोलते हैं, sir, हमको सबको मालूम है that there is something called senior citizen. there is something called very senior, super senior, excessively senior citizens. हमको ये सब क्या सिखाएगा? Wait. Our income tax law believes that once a person becomes senior citizen, obviously the age of this person will be higher than the person in category A. So we have to give this senior citizen respect. You know that scene? हमारी मम्मी को चाहिए फुल इज्जत, मालूम है? If you don't know this, then you are missing something in life, but not in tax. No problem. Senior citizen respect. गुड्डू भैया ने बोला था वो दुकानदार को फुल इज्जत. It's okay. It's okay. Senior citizen. Senior citizen. Any person who is of the age 60 years and above is a senior citizen. Why is this category made? Because once you become senior citizen, we will take lower tax compared to this category. They will pay more tax than them. ये समझते हैं? The tax in category A will be higher than the tax in category B. Respect senior citizen. And when you become something called a very or a super senior citizen, for which the prescribed age in income tax law is 80 years. Can I say little more age, little higher age? Little higher respect, even lower tax. The highest tax will be paid by this category, category A. Second will be this, and you have brains. If A is paying more than B and B is paying more than C, that means A is paying more than C. Highest tax, second highest tax, third. The tax rates will be different, but we will take highest tax from category A. Now, can we define normal individual to be someone who is less than 60 years? That means anybody of the age up to 60 years will fall in category A. All of you all are below 60. Don't laugh. In every batch, almost every batch, there is some student who is elder than me in CA final. And in the last batch, I had a student whose age was 61 years. Daughter is already a doctor, but passion का कोई limit नहीं. I told him, if my father was alive, he would have been your age. I appreciate your passion, and what a guy I am telling you. 6:45 को class के अंदर fix. Lot to learn our generation from those guys. I said, boss, till the time you are attending class, I am the senior, and you will have to listen to what I say. I am the teacher, and the level of a teacher is always higher than the level of the student. Once we leave the class, outside the class, you are my father's age. I'll touch your feet and take blessings. But in the class, my class is not a democracy. India है ना, India का democracy outside my class. My class is a dictatorship and I am the dictator. समझा क्या? तो listen, मित्रों, senior citizens need respect. So we take lesser tax, and very senior, even lesser tax. That means who will come here? All of us. Mitro, if you are not 60, I am also not 60. I have crossed half though, but I am still not 60. Okay? We all fall here. And how many people are thinking, sir, tum kya subah subah paka rahe? Sir, this all we know. Now I will bring some twists. Roughly we understood, sir, 60 years will make person senior citizen, 80 years will make person very or super senior citizen. Accordingly, category B and C will apply. And what is the reason of bringing these categories? We will keep on reducing tax as and when your category advances. Sir, understood. But sir, अब question है. And question ये है that whenever a previous year starts, on 1st April and ends on 31st March. So obviously every person ka in the world, every person ka birthday will come on 1st April only. सबका birthday will come on 1st April only, no? नहीं. I am going to pick up students to ask question to make the class more interactive with names. Rishabh, good morning. How are you? You know why I picked you up? क्योंकि when full lecture में you didn't put your video on. जैसे ही मैं बोला Saturday 11, he is like suddenly नहीं sir. तो Rishabh, if you don't mind, can I ask you your birthday? 21st November. It will be in my batch. मैं पार्टी लेगा. Okay. If I ask you the year also, you mind revealing your age, exact age means कोई objection तो नहीं है? 2001. Aha, 21. The legal age to do a lot of things, huh? Just a matter of couple of months, bro. चल. तो ऋषभ 2001 में if you were born, तो 2061 के अंदर in November you will become 60 years. Yes or no? Previous year 61, 62 is going on. Previous year कौन सा? 61, 62. When the year started, you are 59 years old. I am talking to Rishabh, मतलब I am teaching everyone. When the year started, you were 59 years of age. बराबर है? 59. One day came 21st November. You became 60. And for the remaining few months, you are 60. Last year, you will be treated in category A. Everyone understands that. I am not here to teach you. Next year, you will go in category B. And of course, after 20 years in category C. Of course. This year, what will happen? The year in which you turn 60, what will happen? That's a question. That's a question that we don't know the answer of. आप समझा क्या? सम बोलता है कि सर इतना प्रोपोर्शनेट में नॉन सीनियर का टैक्स, इतना प्रोपोर्शन, रबिश. Okay, we have to decide. And before we decide that, there is one more question. Any person who is of the age of 59, not a senior citizen. 61, yes, a senior citizen. 60, 60. In case of Rishabh also, it was exact, no? Exact 60 हुआ ना, he has not crossed the 60. Whether this 60 years, and I am explaining for 60, matlab the same explanation is applicable for 80 also. Whether it is greater than 60 or equal to is also covered. This equal to wala part is something that students are found not taking seriously, and they are taking a big risk. That they are playing very, very dangerously. Agar equal to is not taken seriously by you. You know why? Because institute knows what you have studied and come. For example, a chapter like TDS, professional fees के ऊपर TDS comes, there is a monetary threshold 30,000. I am purposely taking professional fees का example because that is the only section of TDS that you are aware, because you know अपने set का after 30,000 professional fees, audit fees. When 30 is the limit, सुनो 25,000 के payment पे no TDS, 35 पे yes TDS. Institute will ask 30 in your exam, mitro. That's the catch here. 25 everyone knows, 35 everyone knows. 30 का क्या is equal to going to attract TDS. Equal to is one area where students don't focus and then they lose marks. An institute will ask you question on that. Equal to is covered or not covered. Where is it covered? आप समझा क्या? You know the answer. Equal to 30,000 TDS का, professional fees का. You don't know the answer, कि you are saying no, not liable. Professional fees का section बोलता है TDS if it is more than 30,000. मतलब exact 30 के professional fees पे there will be no TDS. And which is why I always tell students, studying direct tax is like getting married. Every time you think you are right, she will find out some mistake. She who? ICAI अपना mother body है ना. Every time you think you are right, you are wrong. Focus on equal to. Focus on equal to. If the first category says less than 60, that means any person who has become exact 60 years also will be covered in category B. Equal to is also covered. Lekin up to 79, you know why? Because exact 80 will also come here. See, greater than 80 will be category C. बराबर है. It's okay. But equal to 80 will go where? Category C only. Which means that the three guys that we have, this is 0 to 59 years. Category A, 0 to 59. Exact equal to 60 हुआ, then category B. 60 to 79, category B. Exact 80, category C. 0 to 59, 60 to 79, 80 and above, equal to 60, equal to 80 will make you eligible for the new category. Reduction in tax rates. Are you understood? And some are saying that, sir, ये तो मेरे को मालूम है. ऋषभ तो already said के sir, senior citizen treat होगा. So, how many people were aware of this? ऐसा show your hand. के equal to में you become eligible. Equal to 60 makes you, thank you. Equal to 60 makes you senior citizen. Equal to 80 makes you very senior citizen. You were aware of this. कोई बात नहीं. I am going to bring few more things here, and by the end of the discussion, I will prove that you don't know a lot of things. Equal to is covered in the categories. Is that clear? So equal to 60, equal to 80 will make you eligible. Very good. Next. Now comes that question which I asked Rishabh. Kya question? Sir, I became 60. And by the way, I hope you understand. This same explanation is applicable for the year in which you are turning 80 also. What I will explain for 60 is also applicable for 80. At the beginning of the year, I was 59. Yeah, 79. And at the end of the year, I am 60 or 80. So for this year, what will be the rule? For this year, what is going to be the rule? Last year, category A. Next year, category B. But this year, the year in which Rishabh became 60 years, us saal what will be the rule? The year in which you got your 60 is equal to 60 covered? Yes. So will you go in category B? Arey, so many months you were 59. Only for few months you were 60. Still you are saying that? Because the rule goes like this. At any time during the... You observe carefully, I am writing this under category B and C both. Can you see that? At any time during the previous year. If you become 60 years का age or 80, एक बात बताओ, have you understood that the explanation is for both categories B and C? If you become 60 or you become 80 at any time during the year, you become 60 on 1st April, 10th May, 20th July, Rishabh का 21st November, someone else का December, you become 60 years mitro on 31st March. मतलब your birthday is 31st March. Full year you were 59. Last day ko you touch 60. Suno. And your time of birth is also given by Pandit ji. 11:59 p.m. 31st March, 11:59 p.m. That means on this 31st March at 11:59 p.m. you will complete 60. So you were 60 years old for how much time? 1 minute. This year you will be treated as senior citizen, because even for 1 minute if you were senior citizen, you will be treated as senior citizen for the entire previous year at any time during the previous year. Is that understood? Yes. So 60 or 80, you can have your birthday on 31st March also. still you will be treated as senior citizen. Clear है? How many people knew this? जैसे equal to वाला I asked, so some people raised hand के equal to is covered in 60 and 80. I could make a lot of people. How many people were aware of this rule at any time? मतलब 31st March also, 11:59 also, you still treated? Yes, number of hands have reduced. Okay, thank you. Means already other people का overconfidence is gone. But I still have a few people जिनका overconfidence kill करना is important, and that also in the first lecture. I will not demotivate you, but I will not let you be overconfident also. तो जरूरी है. And I'll continue. Observe carefully. I have not closed the bracket. Sir, यार बोलना था ना sir. We have closed our bracket, sir. Sir, now I didn't tell you to close the bracket. Now there will be cancellation in your notebook. मैं क्या करूँ? If you become senior citizen even on 31st March, and I am explaining this for senior as well as very senior, मतलब 60 or 80 even on 31st March, is that okay? Do you get the benefit? Or if you become senior citizen on 1st April of the assessment year also, मतलब सुनो, assessee का birthday is 1st April. Assessee ka birthday is when? 1st April. When this year started 1st April, he became 59 years. Or of course for the third category 79 years. So he is not a senior or very senior right now. Full year. 59 or 79. Year got over on 31st March. Still 59. New year started when? 1st April. This is where you became 60. This is where you became 80. So full previous year, you were 59. First day of assessment year, you became 60. Still you will be treated as senior citizen. Still you will be treated as a senior citizen for the year which just got over. Matlab, full year, what was your age? 59. Till the last day, 31st March, what was your age? What was your age? 59. 1st April of the assessment year, your age became 60. You are still a senior citizen. Now those few students who raised their hands when I asked any time during the previous year, मालूम था क्या? Tell me that you know this also or you were aware of this also. 1st April of the assessment year also. Okay, now only one person is remaining. Sabka hands are down now. So, you were not aware, ye 1st April of C. This is the rule. What is the logic? Why are you guys going to be the best in tax compared to any other CA student of the country? See, if I have to call myself the best, I have to first make you the best. The whole country ka CA students will know what is the law. But only y'all are the people who will know why. Sir, 31st March tak I become 60, that is understandable. But 1st April ko I become 60, matlab full year I was 59. Then why? The reason behind enactment of the provision. The reason behind the provision. आप तो एकदम rhyming बोल दिए भैया जी. The reason behind the provision. You will know the logic. Nothing is bigger than logic. If you know the answer to the question why, then you will know the law better than anyone else. तो मित्रों बताओ, when was your birthday? 1st April? तो 2nd April को you are 1 day old. 30th April को you are 1 month old. तो 1st May को new month has started. 1 month has completed. New wala has started. Understand the catch here. First year got completed on 31st March. 31st March ko you have completed 1 year of your life. When new 1st April came, that means you have started a fresh year of your life. So if your birthday is on 1st April, you complete your year on 31st March. So your 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years will get completed on 31st of March. And when the new 1st April came, your 61st year has started. You have entered the 61st year. In 2022, we completed 75 years of independence. So we have started our 76th year. 60 is over, 61st has started. So, 1st April is your birthday. You have entered 61 or 81. 60 or 80 completed when? On 31st March. That's the logic. Now that one student who said, "Okay, sir, I knew this also." Tell me that you knew the logic also. Bolna Nihal. You are aware of the logic also? The reason also? No, तो हो गया खत्म. And I am still not done. Huh? I am still not done. Is my video getting paused or blurred at times, or is there any network issue that is coming? No, that means there is no problem from my side. Probably the problem is from the student ka side. Okay, so I am still not done, but by now already have we reached a stage where we do not have to be overconfident that I know everything. बराबर है? So how does one become senior or very senior citizen? Senior बनने के लिए 60 years and for very senior 80 years. First question, is equal to 60 and equal to 80 covered? Yes, that means first category will be 0 to 59. Second category will be 60 to 79. And third category will be 80 and above. Equal to 60, equal to 80 is covered. Then next question came, that this 60 or 80 I have to achieve at what point of time? Can I achieve it at any time during the year? Can I not achieve it throughout the year and achieve it on the first day of the assessment year? Still I will be treated as senior or very senior respectively. Is that also clear? And I am still not done. We have created category B and C for senior, very senior. By now you all have understood the definition. When does one go in category B or C? But I told you the logic. इज्जत, senior citizen मतलब respect, respect मतलब category B का tax will be lower than A and C का lower than B. Highest tax, second highest and lowest tax. This इज्जत will be given only if you are हमारा सीनियर सिटीजन, our senior citizen, गांव का सीनियर सिटीजन नहीं. This will be available to you only and only if you are resident for tax purposes. Category B is not 60 to 79. So no, category B is not 60 to 79. Category B is resident 60 to 79. Category C is not 80 and above. It is resident 80 and above. The benefit of paying lower tax by becoming senior citizen is available only for residents. Which also means, see what direct tax expects from you. Learn what is written in front of you and also interpret what is not written. This also means that this category, category A, 0 to 59 years ka all individuals will come here. If you are a non-resident, whatever be your age, even if you are Queen Elizabeth, you know she died, no? You know she died? इसका मेरा reel became very famous. You saw my reel on Queen Elizabeth? नहीं? कोई बात नहीं, मैं करके दिखाता हूँ. Queen Elizabeth died. She survived the World War. She was 96, no? She survived Hitler का regime. She survived nuclear attacks. She survived COVID का pandemic. Then she saw ब्रह्मास्त्र का trailer. खत्म, बाय बाय, गुड बाय, गया. No, and by the way, in COVID-19 pandemic, MDH wala chacha also passed away. Do you know that? 100 plus years he was. वो sacred games याद आ गया when he said no. सब मर जाएंगे, खाली त्रिवेदी बचे. नहीं, कोई आइडिया नहीं ना. Honestly, I'll tell you, 3 years ago, I had no idea what is a web series. My generation believes go to a cinema hall, watch a 3-hour movie, come in. If someone tells me 8 hours का movie, I don't have any time. But that 8 hours divided into 1 hour का 8 episode तो continuous लोग देख लेता है. Then when the pandemic started, no, so there were lectures, online lectures, but there was some free time available also. So someone told me कि free time है तेरे पास तो देखना, Sacred Games and मिर्जापुर, उससे start किया. And then this became an addiction, of course. And I think your generation तो believes in that only. कि इधर भी घर से ऑफिस जा रहा है, रास्ते में ऐसा नहीं कि 15 minutes का some revision I will watch. 15 minutes का one episode is pending, चल वो देख लेता हूँ. एक full night में back to back episode देख के पूरा का पूरा series you will complete. Try doing that with direct text का lectures. बोला सर इतना भी passionate नहीं हम लोग. Point है. तो मित्रों, if you are a non-resident, the last batch I used to give Queen का example, अभी I can't give her example because she is not alive anymore. You know any other person who is senior citizen and non-resident famous person? Any famous guy who is senior citizen and non-resident? कोई आइडिया नहीं भाई, छोड़. ट्रम्प क्या 60 years हो गया क्या? I don't know his age, bro. No? Whatever be your age, even if you are 100 years old, non-resident will always come here. To hell with your age. हाँ, पुटिन हो गया 60 years, दिखता तो है. He will come. अब ये बोलना मत कि सर how will Putin have income tax in India? If he has income in India, he will have tax in India. First day when you attended a tax class, no, in your life when you were एकदम new एकदम ताजा, you attended intermediate में first tax का lecture, no, मस्त चावल के लोटे को लात मार के that classroom you entered, no, background में music was going on. तभी you were taught कि assessee is resident and non-resident. Resident pays tax on world income and non-resident pays tax on Indian income. Non-resident will be liable if they have income in India, but their tax rate will be as per category A. And अभी बोलो किसको ये मालूम था? This still is possible that there were people who were aware. Who? Anybody aware of this before today? No one? Surprising that you were aware of any time during the year. Surprising that someone was aware of 1st April of the assessment. This is something that no one knows. And I took you on face value. I trust you. Whether you trust me or you don't, I took you on face. You said I know it, तो I know it. इसमें show off करने का कुछ है नहीं. But still, logic नहीं पता था. You enter your new year. And I am surprised because resident is something that people are aware, because when tax rates are taught in inter, you are taught resident. But then inter तो sir, you only said no, we cleared IDT के भरोसे. बराबर है. We make sense now. So, Mitro, the 3 categories of individuals are finally in front of us. First category, any individual of the age 0 to 59 years. Second category, any non-resident of any age. Both of them will become our A. 0 to 59, non-resident any age. That's our category A. Then, category B, 60 to 79. Equal to 60 also covered. That equal to can be during the year or first day of the assessment year. Equal to 60 covered. Up to 79, because exact 80 you will go in category C. Up to 79, but only if you are resident. And third, equal to 80 covered. Same explanation as 60. Equal to 80 covered. At what point of time? Any time during the year or 1st April of assessment year, but only if you are resident. Resident 60 to 79, resident 80 and above, and everybody else. These are the 3 categories for which tax rates are prescribed, and we are still in the first SSCI individual. We are under individual. So be it, don't worry. It's okay. Individual mein hi time consumption happens. The others are very, very small. In the second lecture, so everything used to get over, but now we will need the third lecture because I have to do with you new taxation regime also. Okay, so we have three categories of individual in front of us, and now we will levy tax category by category. Let's talk about the first category, which covers all of us. Today, all of us are poor. We don't have income. We are CA students and professors, no income. But someday in life, we will have income and we will pay tax as per what rates. Any income that you earn up to rupees 2,50,000 in a year, you will not be paying any tax. A very, very popular thing known as basic exemption limit. What is basic exemption? That income level up to which India will not levy any tax on anyone. This is your full year का income. I hope you understand. We don't pay income tax on our daily income. ऐसा नहीं कि 1 अप्रैल को मॉर्निंग से इवनिंग तक यू अर्न इनकम एंड इवनिंग में बिफोर गोइंग होम फर्स्ट गो टू इनकम टैक्स, बोलो नॉक नॉक ये ले आज का टैक्स. इनकम टैक्स डिपार्टमेंट इज नॉट अ डेली वेज वर्कर. You earn for the full year and pay tax. So full year ka income up to 250. We will not take any tax from you. You garib, you bhuka, you nanga. We will not take any tax from you. Annual income up to 250. You have the brains. If converted into monthly income, roughly a little above 20,000. Little 20 say it becomes 240. Matlab little above 240. You take care of your family. We will take care of the country. Do not pay any tax. 0%. Famously known as basic exemption. But once you cross 2.5 lakhs, this is annual income. Have you understood that? Once you cross 2.5 lakh and you earn up to 5 lakh, then it is your responsibility to contribute towards nation building. We are not asking for too much, but contribute at least little. You will have to pay tax at 5%. Once you cross 2,50,000 up to 5 lakh, we will take little. 5 lakh matlab roughly about 40,000, little over 40,000 per month. Correct hai? We will take little tax from you. Hey, calculate mat karo, 41 hoega, 42 hoega. I said roughly. Little contribution we expect from you, and that is 5%. And India follows the system of slabs. Sir, what do you mean by this? Your total income will be divided into parts, small parts, income ka parts called slabs. The first 2,50,000 of your income will always be taxed at 0%. If you are a very, very poor guy having only 250 income, still it will be 0%. If you are a very, very rich guy, if you are Mukesh Bhai, the owner of India, you know Mukesh Bhai? Owner of India? Mitro, not that Mukesh Bhai. Mukesh को कैंसर था, वो गुटखा खाता. No, not that Bollywood में सिनेमा हॉल के पहले they show that ad. No, not that Mukesh Bhai. Mukesh, the Mukesh Bhai. Hashtag Ambani who. You've heard Mukesh Bhai jokes? He took dinner, then he went for a walk. तो नीता भाभी asked him, walking गए थे? बोला where? He said, जरा I went till the mall and came back. So Neeta Bhabhi asked, what did you buy? Mall. You don't know Mukesh Bhai jokes? Even if you are Mukesh Bhai, the owner of the country, first 2,50,000 not taxable at all. I wonder whether it makes any difference to me. That will be pocket money of Akash, 2,50,000. Per minute ke per second, per day nahi. Per minute ke per second. We'll keep a lecture on that. Chod. First 2,50,000 will not be taxed at all, no matter who you are. That's called a slab. Your total income can be 100 crore, but the first slab will be 250. No tax at all. Next slab will come between 250 and 5 lakhs. Where if you have income in this slab, you will pay tax on this slab at 5%. Supposingly my income is 4 lakhs in the year. वैसे I am below basic exemption limit, it is an example. Supposingly my income is 4 lakhs in the year. So first 2,50,000 के ऊपर there will be no tax. Then 1,50,000 के ऊपर there will be 5%. If I am having 4 lakh, that means I fall in this bracket. That does not mean it will be 4 lakh का 5%. First 250 no tax. Remaining के ऊपर 5%. Till which level 5%? Till 5 lakh. Once you cross 5 lakh, 5 lakh से 10 lakh के range में, the tax that we will take from you will be 20%. 10 lakh मतलब roughly you have reached about 80,000 per month. It is your duty, your important duty to contribute towards nation building. So we will take 20%. But now I want to see whether you are awake or sleeping. If my income for the year is 8 lakhs, is 20% getting attracted on me? Yes. So will you do 8 lakh ka 20? No. First 250, always 0. Next 250, 5%. And then remaining. Now we are left only with 3 lakh. See, till 10 we would have kept here, but my income is only 8 lakh. So we will keep only 3 lakh. 3 lakh ke upar we will apply 20. And once you cross rupees 10 lakh, you are earning too much, bro. The land of this country is earning a lot for you. It is now your responsibility to contribute towards nation building 30%. 30%. Anybody earning more than 10 lakh will pay tax at 30%. But will it be the total income into 30? No, the income will be divided in small parts where first 250 will always go in 0. Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll give you an example. Example, my net taxable total income is 12 lakh. See, net taxable total income is an assumed figure. You know what? This income can be calculated only after I complete volume 3 of your portion. Arey, volume 3 yaad hai na? You can't compute NTTI without house property, PGBP, capital gains. With that, you will come to know NTTI, then only you can apply tax. But we have assumed the figure of 12 lakh. We have to calculate tax. First question, have I crossed 10 lakhs? Yes. Is 30% going to come? Yes. 12 lakh ka 30%. No. First 250, no tax. Next how much? The slab goes up to 5 lakh. But in that we will take only 250 because 250 to 5 lakh. The slab contains only 250. See, total is 5. First 250 is gone, no? Then next 5 lakh to 10 lakh pe 20%. And then the remaining 2 lakh ke upar 30%. The tax that you will get on 12 lakh ka income is going to be, come on. 1,72,500. This is the tax. How did we get this? Sir, listen. First slab ke andar, answer what I am asking. In this slab, how much money came in this slab to get taxed? 2,50,000. And on that 2,50,000, what rate we applied? 0% because it is basic exemption. So tax will be nil. Correct? Eh? Now be careful and be participative. Next slab started at 250, ended at 5 lakh. So how much amount in the slab? 250 again. We will apply the rate of 5% and we will get 12,500. Next slab 5 lakh to 10 lakh. How much amount in the slab? 5 lakh. Pay you apply 20%. So you will get 1 lakh. And the balance in our example is 2 lakh. That 2 lakh will be subjected to 30%. We got 60. That's how we made the total of 172,500. Is that understood? Everyone? This was done for the first and the last time y'all are CA final students. Y'all have इज्जत के नहीं, अपना इज्जत है bro. After today you will never do it like this. How will you do it? Take the income above 10 lakhs. How much is that income in our example? 2 lakhs. Apply 30%. Excess over 10 lakh के ऊपर 30. So 2 lakh का 30, 60,000 plus 1 lakh 12,500. This will remain fixed. Upper side your income is 12 lakh, 12 crore ke 1200 crore. This will remain fixed. Even owner of India Mukesh Bhai will get these slabs. This will remain fixed. So how will you calculate? Income minus 10 lakh into 30% plus 1,12,500. This is how we calculate when we give CA final ka exam. Inter ka students calculate like this only. It is okay. But for you it is not okay. Thoda to level difference we have to keep, no bro. The point is not how to do it. The point is, have you understood how to do it? Because this is fixed. Just take this. See, 10 lakh ke upar it can be 2 lakh, 5 lakh, 10 lakh, any amount. So that you will have to calculate. But till 10 lakh, tax is fixed at 1,12,500. Is that understood? This is how we will calculate tax of category A. One thing we know, that category B ka tax will be lower than this. But we need to learn the rates. And category C even lower. So we need to learn those rates also. Yes or no? But have we understood category A ka rates? Lots and lots coming in tax rates, including the new regime, including the other categories, including the other assessees. Everything is going to come. But this was our first lecture, which we will wind up today. And